Hello and welcome to Build Up to a Good Game. It's West Ham United taking on Olympiacos, match day 4 of the Europa League group stage crunch game for both teams. Both sides needing a victory tonight. Kick off an hour and 5 minutes away. We'll get the lineups in just a second. Gonzo, how is oneself?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, mate. I'm looking forward to it. How are you?
Yeah, was looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it now that we've seen the starting 11. So let's get, without further ado, without keeping you waiting, you've probably already seen it at home anyway. It's European night. Lineups are early, so let's take a look at the West Ham starting 11. In goal and captaining the side tonight, we've got Lucas Fabianski with a back four of Vladimir Sufal. We've also got Konstantinos Mavropanos, partnering Nathan Gerrard with Emerson at left back, Edson Alvarez in midfield with James Ward-Prowse and possibly and probably Lucas Paqueta, Kudus on the right, Benrahma on the left, and Jared Bowen up front.
Nailed it on Fan Hub again.
Did you?
Back to back, my friends. Back to back predictions.
You're cheating.
That's no, how would I know? Can't be cheating.
You're asking Darren Moyes for the info.
He loves me. Yeah, he always passes me the information.
Yeah, I thought he must do. But anyway, well done. Congratulations. I got 2 wrong, so piss off.
You did. Fortunately, I can prove it because it was in the video earlier. But there you go, Geo. Look, there's always next game, mate. I'm sure you'll get at least 8 right for ahead of the Nottingham Forest game.
Worryingly, I think I might get 11 right. It would include Antonio striker, but we'll deal with that. We'll deal with that tomorrow. Starting 11th though, while you're happy that you got 11 out of 11, are you happy with what's going to be playing tonight's game?
Yes, funny enough, it wasn't just David Moyes' team. It was also my team. It's one of the few times we might have agreed on the starting lineup. So actually, to be fair, I might have changed. I might have done something different with the goalkeeper, but more or less can't quibble too much about that, can you? I think he's put a good team out. I think it's a strong team, Geo. I think he had to do it. Whether or not the composition of the team was exactly that, he had to put out a strong side. He couldn't muck around. Obviously, we've lost the last game in Europe. In the meantime, he's been a pretty poor run of form in the league as well. There's pressure upon him, so he needs to go out. It's now time for him to answer. It's been leaked that he is not going to get a new contract at the end of the season. It's now for him to turn around to win this game, to win against Nottingham Forest, and actually turn the tables and actually make it maybe an uncomfortable international break for the board rather than him, because it's been an uncomfortable couple of weeks for him, basically.
And thank you to Thornton for the £2 super chat. Says, nice beard tonight, Gonzo. You're looking exotic.
Well, I do try, Nick. Thank you. I had a drink of Tropicana before I came down here, actually, so I'm feeling quite exotic. Thank you, mate.
Moyes has gone exotic as well. Playing two sitting midfielders and no Michael Antonio. He's also feeling a little bit fruity tonight, isn't he?
Aren't we all? No, absolutely. No striker at the false 9, and he was even referring to Jared Bowen as a number 9. But then get a little dose of reality. Said I haven't finished with him as a number 7. I don't know what all that means, really, but yeah, that sounds awfully fruity to me. That's for sure.
I'm really happy with it. I'm really happy with this starting 11. I'm pleased. I'm relieved, if anything, that if we agree this is maybe bar Kurt Zuma because of his injury and bar Aviola because the keeper changed, we agree the other 9 are his first sort of choice. This is his first team. That gives me hope that going forward we might see this used more often, mainly Kudus on the right and Bowen up front. And there'll be some games, I'm sure, if we were to go away to Liverpool in the Carabao Cup, for example, we might see Souček come in, Paqueta move out to left, and Benrahma drop to the bench. And I get it, by the way. I quite like the idea of having 2 or 3 different formations that we alternate between depending on our opponent and how we're likely to be playing that game. So I do like that. And I think this is the right team for playing Olympiacos this evening. We will probably have more possession than we did ideally like. We're going to have to create something. I thought we were missing the X factor in Greece a couple of weeks ago. We've definitely got that on the pitch tonight. Hopefully we'll see Paqueta in basically a free role, which he had in Greece. Granted, only 15 minutes, but I thought he looked bloody good in that position as well. So I'm really looking forward to this one, Gonzo. I was already looking forward to it. The lineup's come out. I'm looking forward to even more, truth be told.
Yeah, and so you should. I think we're going to score a lot of goals in this game, actually. I think we're going to absolutely cruise this, to be perfectly honest with you.
We'll take a look at the West Ham bench now. The backup for David Moyes this evening is Ariola on the bench with Anang. We've also got Ben Johnson and Alan Creswell. Pablo Fornals is on there, as well as 3 strikers in Mikel Antonio, Danny Ings, and Devin Mubama. We've also got Ogbonna and Cornet with Tilo Kehrer and Thomas Soucek. It's in positional order for you on the screen. I go numerical order due to the way that the West Ham media team do their graphics, usually excluding one of the subs, but tonight they've got all the substitutes on there.
That's always nice.
I don't really need to ask you your opinion on the bench, do I? But
no, look, I think it's pointless at this time to even ask David Moyes to put youngsters on the bench. He is, well, I say he has been told, as I said the other day, he probably possibly found out via TalkSport himself. But he's when he tuned in his radio, he was probably told by Jim White on the radio that he won't have a job next season. There's no point in him playing any youngsters at all. None. It will not suit. There'll be no benefit to him at all. So I don't blame him for not putting any on the bench. Obviously, I understand Mubama's on there as well. So he's just going for the strongest team and the strongest squad possible. And I think he's done that. And yeah, I mean, it's certainly he's got a really good complement of players to pick from, hasn't he? You know, with regards to injury and suspension and things like that. He's got loads of his, well, is everyone available? They are, aren't they?
Yeah, Zuma's obviously not on the bench, but he's back in training. He's opted to just give him the night off.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
And good, because if Kurt Zuma was on the bench, it would be Mubama that would have missed out. So
yeah, absolutely. I mean, it'd be nice to see Mubama. It really would. But it's funny, even me saying that, whilst I don't see there's any point in Moyes putting youngsters on the bench and the rest of it, he's still got to find an alternative to Danny Ings, really, because even if we concede that Moyes has only got the rest of the season, Danny Ings isn't going to fire him to the promised land, because you know what I mean. So he needs to still find something else for this season, even if not the future.
Before we get on to the Olympiacos team, oh, sorry, Charlie, give me a sec, Charlie.
Cheers, Sketch.
Give me one. Skiz says, hi guys, howdy hammers, looking forward to a good night. Thank you very much for £10 super chat. There you go, Charlie. And how do you feel about the starting 11? The poll is now live in the live chat. There's 4 options. Please select which one reflects your opinion on West Ham's starting team the closest. I think the poll results might be quite positive when Charlie comes on. Maybe not, but maybe I think
it's hard to. I'd be interested if someone's got a better team than that. I'd actually be interested to see it written out, actually, because that's I think that's pretty much as good. We're not asking for people to write it out, right?
I'll get it out and Kehrer in my opinion.
But it's small. It's minuscule. Yeah. You can't be.
I'm still happy with it.
Yeah, you can't be disgusted with that team, can you? I think anyway.
Ralph says Gonzo and Moyes are your besties. Does that mean you're Moyes now?
I'm going to say, here we go.
You're not biting?
No, I'm not biting.
Well, to be fair, I was hoping someone would comment on our Christmas jumpers. So thank you very much. He loves them, but it's about a tad too early for him. That's the point. Where you can buy both designs via our store. We've got an offer running until, I say tomorrow night. We'll probably just run it over the weekend as well, because whether I email them tomorrow night at 7 p.m, they're not going to get it till 9 a.m. on Monday. So we'll just run it for the weekend. If you pre-order your Christmas jumper, either this one or the one Gonzo's wearing, you will save a £5. Go to hammerschatstore.com. Links in the description below. There's 2 different designs you can choose from. Like I said, save £5 you pre-order it. From Monday onwards, will go up £5 and you won't be guaranteed a jumper because we'll have very limited stock after the weekend.
I'm thinking that we maybe in future that should be saying, I'm forever blowing baubles.
Well, actually, that's Bubbles the bear.
Always.
Says your jumper says you're forever blowing Bubbles the bear.
Always. Forever. No, just always, forever. Always and forever. Good song.
Anyway, right then, the Olympiacos team. I apologise in advance. Right, if there's any Greeks tuning in, mute, and then when I wave, unmute. Right, because you're ready to get your ears are ready to get offended.
Don't listen. Don't wave. Just do the team and then don't wave. Until about 10 minutes later, and I think they've been reading the team out for the whole time.
Yeah, let's go.
They are long names, the Greek names, aren't they? To be fair, you could take a long time to read the team.
Pete's got a teddy called Bubbles. Have you molested Pete's teddy?
I've not touched Pete's teddy. Sorry.
Right then, the one sec, Joshua. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Right, in goal is Pascalis at the back, left back. We've got Ortega in the middle. We've got Restos and Poroso, who was the diving bugger last week. I've never seen a centre back dive as much as he did 2 weeks ago. And Rodney, right back, who crossed it for Gbona to score an own goal. The midfield three, they've got Kamara, Heze, and Alexandropoulos. And up front, they've got Podence, Jovetic, and Fortounis, and that's the Greek attack. So, from my memory, they've got one change. Jovetic has come in up front for their starting 11 to face us a couple of weeks ago over in Greece. The bench, I'm going to fly through it. Right? It's on the screen.
Don't. We've got lots of time. We've got lots of time. Well, we want to hear you really pronounce. You don't know where to put my pen, anyone, do you?
Why have you got a pen and paper?
Why have I?
Yeah.
Because I've got a couple of ideas for the
the phrase that pays.
The phrase that pays.
Okay, well, I will butcher some more Greek names for you while Gonzo comes up with the phrase that pays. Tzoukalis and Papadopoulos on the bench with Abora, El Kabi, Scarpa. Oh, hey, the Nottingham Forest midfielder. There we go. We've also got El Arabi, as well as Quini, Masuras, Yao Cavallo, Pep Beal, Nitoy, and Sol Bakin. There we go. That'll do.
What's the goalkeeper's name again?
I'm not doing it. You do it. Slozakis.
That's
the bench.
Oh yeah. What's the? Can we have the other one? Geo. Not Geo. What's the other guy's name? Charlie. That's it. Cheers. Yeah.
He's on the ball. Charlie's on the ball.
Okay.
Right. What we're going to do now, then, ladies and gentlemen, for those who perhaps haven't been around before, where have you been all this time? Please do subscribe to Hammers Chat. Whether you are new or you've been around for Hammers Chat, even Gonzo won't know this. Gonzo, why is Saturday significant for Hammers Chat?
Saturday is significant for Hammers Chat because it will herald in our 15 millionth view.
No, we've had more than that, and it'll be. On Saturday, it will be 9 years since Hammers Chat was formed. Not on YouTube, as a pink forum.
That's right. Pink and turquoise, thank you very much.
It was pink and turquoise, yes. So there you go. Anyway, right, Gonzo, anything you fancying for the bet?
Yeah, I think West Ham are going to win by more than 3 goals, if that is a bet.
More than 3? Right, okay, yeah. We're not doing that. I'll give you 2, West Ham to win by 2 or more. I'll give you that one. That's good odds. Who are you fancying to score then? Because if you're thinking we're going to slap them, you're expecting a few scorers tonight.
Everyone. Bowen is good. Yeah, Bowen is definitely going to score. 100%. Bowen will 100%.
Score. That's a dangerous percentage to put on it, but sure. Anything else you're fancying?
Yeah, I do. I would definitely anticipate. Well, Kudus is easy. Let's have a centre back. Mavropanos. It's written in the stars, isn't it? You don't have to do it. I know you don't like my sketchy old bets, but
I mean, the only reason I don't like it is because I want to get to like 100 quid and win it for someone. But then saying that,
okay, no. All right, listen. You do. I've done 2 things. Lots of goals. Bowen to score. You do the rest.
Do you reckon a Kamara booking? Because I thought he was kicking the living daylights out of our midfield last week, and that was without Paqueta.
I don't even think you need to do it. See, that's predicated on how strict the referee is, and we don't know him, right? Or her.
Speak for yourself. He's Swedish.
What are you saying? What are you saying? The Swedes are strict or lenient? What's your stance on the Swedish referees? Yeah, but we don't know. But we know more about West Ham. So,
all right. And what do you want? What do you fancy then? I've got West Ham to win by 2 more and Bourne to score. I need some more.
Do you? Well, I'd go for 3. I'd go for 3 or more. Loads of corners. 10 or more corners in the game.
Bloody hell.
Whatever. You can bring it down. 8 or more corners if you want. 8 or more corners.
8 or more. Right. We need one more thing, really.
Well, John's saying a JWP assist. That seems as good as
we can do that one. That will give us good odds, right? You happy with that?
Yeah.
Okay, 100 quid. £100 to someone if this bet wins. Ward-Prowse assist, 9 or more corners in the game. Bourne to score and West Ham to win by 2 or more. So 2-0, 3-1, etc., etc. If that bet wins, one of you will win £100 cash. To enter in the live chat, please put the following phrase.
You're going to hate me. You're going to hate me. This time next year, we'll be millionaires, Rodney.
There you go. This time next year, we'll be millionaires, Rodney. Where are you getting that from? Oh, I've missed
Rodney.
I've missed the
Rodinei. There you go.
hopefully someone spells it correctly.
I don't care. Even if you attempt it, you're entered in. As far as
here you go. This is the thing. If you with me, there's a chance you win 100 quid. With Gonzo, there's no chance you win 10 grand.
This is true. This is true.
Colby, we've won it 3 times now. We've won it 3 times. I remember someone winning. Someone bought trainers with the money. I remember that. And someone else donated to charity. Kind person. I can't remember what the other person did. They tend to tell us. Not that they need to, but they tend to tell us what they do. Here we go. Thank you, Scott. There you go. That's it. Right, Gonzo, you've seen the teams. How you feeling?
Good. Yeah, good. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a really good game, highly entertaining game. We'll be on the front foot. I'm telling you, Moyes is a spiky geezer, and he's got a point to prove here. I don't just think he's putting out a big team. I think we are going to attack. He's going to do this. I think he's going to go for it. And his attempt is to win this in style, win against Forest, and say, I don't know what everyone's problem is. We're having a fine season. As what we're saying, we're top of the group in Europe. We're in the top 10 in the Premier League. We're in the quarterfinals of the Cup. That's what he'll be saying, and he'll have every right to say it, of course. So I really expect us to go for it in this one.
Yeah, I completely agree. I was just seeing you. I'll put that down. I'll look at it later. Yeah, I completely agree. I'm excited. I think he's got the lineup right. He'll be hoping that we can be a couple of goals up by the hour mark so that he can start making substitutions. There's no surprises on Olympiacos' side. If we were maybe a little bit unexpected, if you like, when I spoke to the Olympiacos fan, he was suggesting that perhaps Moyes hadn't done his homework, or someone hadn't told Moyes about Fortounis, because he basically said, why were you standing off him? Anyone that watches Olympiacos would know you do not stand off Fortounis. So why was your team doing that? Didn't Moyes not tell his players?
I said the same thing in the preview.
To watch out for him. So we now know more about Olympiacos. Moyes has seen them with his own eyes. There's no excuses tonight for not being prepared for this Olympiacos side. And the one thing, me and you suggested that we only lost because we didn't take the game serious enough, the lineup, etc. But sometimes I do wonder, are we just guilty of being like that biased as West Ham fans? But he also felt that. He thought that was, and he said that's the best Olympiacos have played all season.
Sure.
So that was at their best 2 weeks ago. From an Olympiacos fan, well, they were all right and they deserved to win, but there wasn't anything there that made me think, oh no, we've got no chance at home. I expect us to win comfortably tonight, and it might not be reflected in the scoreline because I can't remember us really giving teams hide-ins like Sheffield United at home. 1-2-0, it was very comfortable, but there was that feeling that maybe we could have went on and tried to get a third or a fourth. And I think tonight it'll be all about getting 3 points and putting us back in the driving seat for winning the group and getting through to the next stage. And I think we will. I feel confident with that lineup, and hopefully the shackles are off a little bit. If they are, this could be there could be some entertaining football out there. We've got Souček, I think, had a really good start to the season, but he can sometimes slow us down in terms of passing. Well, we don't have that. Look at that midfield. In fact, the whole 11. Just the technical ability. Emerson's fantastic. Gerd and Mavropanos are our 2 better centre-backs with the ball at their feet. Alvarez and Ward-Prowse in there with Benrahma, Paqueta. Well, Benrahma's not in great form. He's still a really good technical football in terms of the passing and moving. Kudus and Bourne have got a really good partnership so far. If the shackles are off and we're allowed to play tonight, this could not only be a comfortable win, but I tell you what, there could be some entertaining football out there for the fans that are going tonight. So I'm excited. I'm really looking forward to this one, Gonzo.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I certainly know one of my son's friends is going up tonight, and it's a bit of a journey, and he's already done obviously I won't say his name. He's already got his sickie sorted for school tomorrow. So he's going tonight. He's going to pull a sickie tomorrow. All that in the morning, I'm sure. So yeah, it's going to be hopefully a really good night for everybody that attends, really, and they need it. People deserve it. Travel up. It's raining and all the rest of it. But I really do. I think we're going to win comfortably and score lots of goals.
Right, it's time for you lot at home to get your thoughts into the live chat, please, about the West Ham team. I'm not taking any thoughts on the Olympiacos team, so don't even bother. I don't trust you. I'm not clicking on it. Get your thoughts on the West Ham team or any big hopes or fears you have ahead of the game, but not your score prediction, because we like to spam the chat at one point with all the score predictions. And we're going to kick it off with Tony asking if there's any radio stations. There will be, but if not, just keep YouTube on, Tony. Charlie will be around to give you a bit of a commentary.
Well, he might be driving, actually. This is the point. While you click on it, I'm gonna search it for him.
Cheers. As Tommy says, it will be a real worry if we struggle tonight. We've got the Dave Buckle says he's loving the positive vibes coming from us both. That's the first time we've heard that for a while. And Jamie says, let's not start slacking off Moyes or get behind the boys. I think he's more about the live chat, really.
Talk Sport 2.
Go.
Someone asked. Talk Sport 2, apparently. Tony, Talk Sport 2, mate, if you're driving.
Kevin says, what's your thoughts on Ogbona's press conference when asked about the opposition? We only concentrate on our game. Bit strange. Does Moyes not research the opposition?
I would imagine he does. I know the Olympiacos would suggest otherwise. I think it's tough for him in press conferences. I've got to say I think they are a little bit under the cosh. I don't actually think I'm not talking about Ogbonna. I wish sometimes Moyes was asked tougher questions like about the youngsters and things like that. But I just don't think I'm sure that they have concentrated on the opposition. I'm sure they'll have noticed what the fullbacks were doing and will be wiser because of it. I know Podence, if they didn't know before, they should have done. They'll be far more aware of it. And never mind scout the opposition. I'm sure they'll set up their team based on what they saw last time. There's no way they haven't researched it a little bit.
I don't think one is just going to give away the tactics in the pre-match press conference. Actually, we noticed this about them, so we're going to snuff that. So the Olympiacos manager going, "Oh, have you? Thanks for letting me know. Now I'm going to sort that one out. Thank you for giving that away." John says Ward-Prowse is not suitable in the double pivot, and Cornet should have been in instead of Benrahma. What have you just read? What are you laughing at?
I just read Andy saying that Tony doesn't have DAB. So I am sorry. I don't know. I think that's only on the DAB, like the digital radio. Tony, I absolutely sympathise. I also don't have digital radio. I'll tell you what you want to do. You want to pull over to the side of the road, download something called TuneIn Radio on your phone. And if you do that, it's free. They've got digital radio on it. I also, in my motor, only have the original analog radio.
Cyber is asking if Charlie's going to watch along. He is. He'll be along in 10-15 minutes. Charlie will be here and he'll be right through till full time. Dan's happy with the lineup. Hope Moyes takes off the shackles and let them play. While we've just been praised for our positivity, Jean-Claude is now saying that we're maybe a little bit overconfident.
That's brilliant. As always, we're always wrong for someone, aren't we?
Yeah, it's not a dig at you, Jean-Claude.
No.
I promise you. It's just the way that YouTube works, isn't it? Because for months I got told like I was too harsh on Moyes, and now I get told I'm too nice to Moyes. So I can't really win, can you? The funny thing is, to sum it up, a few weeks ago, I did a video saying I think we could get 8th, and someone genuinely commented saying I was really negative, thinking that we'll finish as low as 8th. Oh, hang on a minute, what? I think that's a really good achievement. I'd be happy with 8th, but that person thought it was negative to say that we could get 8th. So I said to him, where do you think we'll finish? And he said 4th. I don't think he's commented since, to be honest with you. I don't really blame him. I agree with Peter here. Peter doesn't think Zamora's going to play on Sunday. I can't see Zamora playing. Can you?
You know what? I'd be very, very impressed. I'll tell you something. I'm going to get a bet in now that he probably won't, but I'm not going to get very good odds.
I'd actually prefer Zamora to Danny Ings, to be fair.
It's true. It's funny because it's true. As
Stevie's asking, do you reckon it'll be a 4-1-4-1? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it will. Paqueta drops deep. I think it will be a 4-1-4-1.
Yeah.
Or 4-3-3, 4-2-3. It depends how you want to write it down on paper, but I think it'll be similar to that.
Can I just click?
Yeah, go on. No, you go. I know where I am. Go on. You click away.
Love it. That's good news. We can all relax. Tony has got DAB radio. I'm pleased about that.
Remember, like 2 years ago, someone told us he was taking a girl to the game on his first date. In the next few videos, we were waiting for him to come back in the live chat, and he came back in and was like, "Nah, binder off."
Where's Tony going? No, where's Tony driving? Where are you driving to, Tony? I'd like to know. I'm sorry, but nosy. Go on.
Yuri's loving the starting lineup. Finally, some much needed progressive football. We have a talented squad that needs to be given a chance to put their ability and flair to work. Ironic says Fortunis is our only worry. We should have this in the back easily unless something extraordinary occurs.
I should have gone for Fortunis always hiding. Should have been the phrase.
Well, you messed that up, didn't you?
Yeah, didn't I?
Preview says, feeling good, folks. Comfortable win. Moyes has the pressure, so today is the time to lose the pressure. Jim says, I really want Benrahma to have a belter of a game. He scores tonight and his season can change. Don't disagree with that. I think he's had a couple of good games now. So
Yes, definitely.
Collingwood says, even if we haven't scouted them, we've at least seen them play once in regards to Olympiacos. Rex says, who picked that team? Did they lock Moyes in the attic? Apparently he's going upstairs. Brilliant. Aqua says, I love Bowen and Kudus positions. It will be hard for them to predict their movement. Michael says, not sure what makes Ben Rama a better option on the left than Kearney offside.
Can I just get back to Tony? Tony's going to Dorset, which I used to live in Dorset. My folks still do live in Dorset. Love Dorset.
What's with you and Tony tonight?
I want to have his typing in. What do you mean what's with me and Tony? You accused me of teddy bears earlier.
You mentioned Tony now.
Well, I'm interested. But how's he driving? How's he texting if he's driving? He's not texting and driving, are you, Tony? Don't answer. Geo will get cross.
Is there anything else you want to ask Tony?
Maybe. Another time, Tony. Do you know what I mean?
Are you single, Tony? Tony, are you single? Asking for a friend.
There you go.
I'm not going to say which friend. But I'm just asking for a mate. Anyway, Ray says another great build-up show. It was Ray until he started having a conversation between him and Tony.
I'll tell you what, Tony. You want a $5 off this jumper, mate? Order it before tomorrow.
Carl said Mubama and Cornet instead of Ings and Fanals on at 60 minutes. Stuart said he likes your enthusiasm. He's trying to get a bit of the Tony loving. Do you want to give Stuart any...
How are you, Stuart? Where are you driving to, mate? You got the AB radio?
Carl's excited to see Kudus play. I must admit, I want another wonder goal. Dad's saying we can't be more negative than David Moyes. Steve's pleased that Antonio isn't starting. Ionic says, when Moyes took over at Man United, the players could not believe that he focused on all the opposition side. They never experienced it before. Right, here we go. Paul says, we have the players to crush this opposition. Kudus masterclass in coming. And Peter, we knew you meant Zuma. Don't worry, we're just having fun. We're just having a little bit of fun.
Mark, from Tony,
Mark, I'm scrolling down. I'm not at the bottom yet. Even at his age, Zamora would be a better option than Ings. Mancunian, would you prefer prime Lucas Radeby or prime Philippe Albert? I'm too
Albert, he was silky, wasn't he?
I was too young for him. I know who he is, but I'm too young to have seen him play.
What's Tony think?
What about Stuart? He was nice to you.
He was
nice. Do you want to know a random fact about Lucas Radeby that may or may not interest you?
I'd love to know about Lucas Radeby.
It's not about Radeby. It's in relation to Radeby.
This sounds like an awful Radeby fact if it's not about him.
Do you know the band Kaiser Chiefs?
I do.
They're named Kaiser Chiefs because they're big Leeds United fans, and they signed Lucas Radeby from Kaiser Chiefs.
Oh, there you go. There's a fact.
So that's why they're called Kaiser Chiefs. So they named their band. I saw them in
concert.
So did I.
Hyde Park.
So
they were supporting.
Who were they supporting when you see them?
Well, it was brilliant. They were supporting the Who, but Paul Weller was on after them as well. It was really good, really good.
They were supporting Franz Ferdinand when I went. That was my first ever concert. Franz Ferdinand. Yeah, and the support band played, and there was two of them. I think one was called Fire Brigade, and they were quite good. And then this other band, Kaiser Chiefs, played, but I'd never heard of them. And then the band came into the crowd after selling their CD for like £3, and there was like 5 songs on it. So half an album for £3.
Pirate CD.
Well, officially from them as the band, but there was no artwork on it or that. They just burnt it off at home.
Oh, right.
I assume.
I wonder if Tony's got a CD burner at home.
Well, he doesn't have a really good radio, does he?
He certainly doesn't. He's probably has got an old CD. Probably got a cassette player, hasn't he? In the old car, in the old motor.
He's disappeared since I asked if he was single on your behalf.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'll tell you what, he wants to take me out on a date. He needs to get a more modern car with a proper stereo in it.
Frank said 100% happy, but Kerr will want out now. Tommy says the crowd will react very negatively if Ings comes on ahead of Mubama. Jonathan enjoys the banter between us, makes living this miserable club a lot better. Hey, Jonathan, you're my favourite one. You're my Tony. Thanks for that, Jonathan.
Hold on, I like you too, Jonathan, to be fair.
No, you've got Tony. You don't need Jonathan.
I've got many. Yeah, many.
Jamie says Paqueta and Kudus and Bowen are going to tear them a new one. I agree with that, actually.
Romantic talk. Valentine's Day talk, almost.
They are, though, aren't they?
Yeah.
The link-up play between them could be...
I agree. I think we're going to score... I was being conservative earlier. I think we might score 4 or 5 goals.
Oh, Mark, this is sad. Hang on a minute. This is sad news. Our village pub is closing forever tonight, and I'm missing it for this.
Oh man, that's too
Don't,
frequent.
Mark, don't. Shut down YouTube, turn off your telly, and go down the pub.
Yeah, absolutely.
And stream it on your phone.
That's shit. Is there only one village? Only one pub in the village? That's bad.
We found a new Tony for Gonzo, everyone. Tony's disappeared.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, if that's the only boozer in the village, they got to go to the next village.
Sad. It is sad. But honestly, Mark, get down the pub. Stop watching us. Don't watch West Ham. Go down and go down to the pub. It's the last ever night. Go say thank you. Buy a couple of beers. Go on. Carl would like to see an attacking, disciplined side from us. I want to see the team show us what they can do. Quick play, lots of pressing, and let's go for it.
Yeah.
Usual suspects used to sing to Luke Shaw, I predict to die here.
That's a good one. I like it.
Felt personally attacked there myself, but he
didn't say around Fat Aaron Cresswell.
Still not over that. I don't mind it, actually, to be honest with you. Do you know why? Because Cresswell's a good-looking bastard, right? If they said you were a fat Samir Nasri, I might get a bit offended. But he didn't. He said fat Aaron Cresswell. I can take that.
You like the man. Yeah. I feel understanding that.
ASO says, Gonzo, I don't know where you're getting this huge scoreline from. I really hope
it's not a fact. I just made it up in my head. So that's where I got it. Don't worry. That's where I got it from. But it's unlikely to happen. It's just what I'm thinking.
Aqua says, I'm his favourite because you never give him a mention.
I don't give who a mention. Ta-da! Aqua.
Oh, dear. He tried, Aqua. He tried.
Got nice radio?
You gave it your best one. And Ralph's saying you look like Anthony Gordon.
Who's Anthony Gordon? Is he the Newcastle player that was
left Everton? Is, yeah.
Who does?
He says you do. I don't see it.
I don't think so.
Oh. I don't see it at all. Sorry, Ralph.
Flash Gordon, maybe.
You're one of my favourite posters, Ralph. I do enjoy your views, but I think that one.
There's a lot of schmoozing going on today.
I know.
A lot of schmoozing, isn't there?
We're trying to get people to buy Christmas jumpers, aren't we? So
that's right.
Tony better have bought one. Jonathan better have bought one. Stuart, Ralph.
Ralph's already a patron. To be fair, I mean, Ralph don't miss a beat. To be fair,
he also lives in Spain. He ain't wearing a jumper, regardless. So he's out.
So we need to get him a Christmas mankini, a Hammers Chat mankini.
We were going to get T-shirts made because there was a couple of Australian people said, "Hey, can you get T-shirts so we can wear them?" And there's a design, but it's not for the T-shirt. But we'll get something sorted. It's going to.
Andy Walsh, that is not the Flash Gordon quote. You can't put it up.
Don't know. Irish Tommy saying this live stream is in the gutter.
I do love Irish Tommy.
Don't know. Sean's shouting at us. Just want to see our team play. How we could win-win.
Oh, that was a bit, wasn't it? I agree, Sean. Absolutely. I think we will. I do. I really do.
The £30, Jonathan, Jamie, the 30 quid, but on Monday they got up to £35. Save a fiver. Link in the description. Anyway, right, if you guys are watching this at home, please do drop a like on it by clicking the thumbs up, please. It helps out this video, it helps out the channel. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do that as well. Both things are completely free. It takes a handful of seconds and really helps us out. It makes us feel better. Charlie comes on, sees the likes, and he gets happy. He starts to watch along happy, and usually with a baby bell somewhere in the local vicinity so he could eat it during the game. Right then, we've got the Brandon said I should play in his testimonial. It's not gonna.
He's not getting money, is he?
One. He ain't paying for it. He's decided he's not gonna pay. He's not gonna pay for his own testimonial, so that's not happening.
I'd like to see you play in Aaron Cresswell's testimonial.
Me too. Oh, there you go. Tony's just leaving. He's happily married.
Drive safe. I think he's sending a message there, the happily married thing. I think that's what he's saying. You know
he's telling you there's no chance.
He's demonstrating his heterosexuality. You've
just been friend zoned
over. I've done really clearly over the internet, isn't he? And everyone knows he's a proper geezer. None of that funny business he's saying.
Jeff, the bench is on the screen now. I'm not going to read it out, but it's on the screen. It's all the players that you would expect to be playing. Right, time for your score predictions in the live chat. Please put your score predictions in. If you're going for an Olympiacos win, make it obvious you're going for the Olympiacos win. Probably won't click on it, but feel free to put it in anyway. But get your score predictions in while they're doing that, Gonzo. In the preview, I'm sure you said 3-0. I have a feeling you're actually going to enhance your score prediction here.
I am actually enhancing the scoreline. I think we're going to win. I think we're going to win 4-0. I really do, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was even more.
Harry's saying 3-1. Dad of 3 say 3-1. Dazza's 3-0. Andy is 5-0. Miscellaneous is 0-0. Netro is 3-1 to West Ham. Keith is 3-0 Hammers, while Paul is saying 4-2. Scott's saying 6-4 West Ham. Ethan's saying 4-0. By the way, people like Scott always do this, and I don't mind it. It's fun, right? But one of these days, that's going to land. And I just hope you have a quid on it every single time, Scott, because at some point you're going to put in a ridiculous score and it's going to come in. Carl says 2-2. Phil says 3-1. Grelsh says 2-1. Steve's 3-0. Welsh is 2-1. Dean is 4-1. Assel is 2-1. West Ham. Stuart
nervy butt squeaks. He said nervy butt squeaks.
4-1. Jimmy's 4-0. Collingwood is 2-1, while Stevie says 4-1. Stephen says 3-1. Corky's 3-1. Stephen, with spelled differently with a PH instead of a V, says 2-0. While Darren with 1R says 4-1.
Barry's 4-1 as well.
Jonathan, my favourite poster tonight, says 4-0. Bob's
got skills he's got in that picture as well. He's got like a David Beckham lean going.
I'm about to say he's one arm out away from a David Beckham.
He is. He really is.
Matthew's 4-0. Vicky's dad's 4-1. Michael's 3-1. Mark 4-1. Lots of fours going on. I think you've influenced people.
I don't think I have. I think they thought it up themselves. Yeah.
I said 2-1 in the preview. I might go up to 3-1. I will. I'm feeling a bit fruity after the lineup. I am. I'm feeling it. Mike's saying 6-1. Collins 5-0. Mavericks 4-1. I hope everyone's having a quid on this. If you don't gamble, don't put your quid on. But if you're a gambler, get a quid on these wild predictions. 5-0.
If you don't gamble, put someone else's quid on.
Yeah, get them to do it for you. Jim agrees with you. 4-0.
Sorry, I just want to say that I'm not encouraging anybody to steal anyone else's pound. If you do, please do steal responsibly.
He says that, but if it's 4-0, he's going to come on here and go, told you all, get your quid on there.
I didn't tell anyone to bet on anything.
Bob, thank you very much for the assist. Me and Gonzo will gladly tap this one into the back of the net. Hang on a minute. There you go. That's what Gonzo's got is this year's design. I've got last year's design, but we've upgraded the garment quality. So this quality of this jumper is better than last year. So there you go. You can get your t-shirt, jumpers, at hammerschatstore.com. 30 quid, goes up 35 quid on Monday. We need to get Tom Skinner involved. We need him to come on and do his thing.
What? The Bosch?
Yeah, the Bosch boy. A Bosch! Get him on to sell it to the people, the disciples. Right then, there was 2. Shall we make it 3?
3 jumpers?
No, jumpers, Gonzo. I was trying to introduce Charlie to the show.
Oh, it's a good segue.
Yeah. Anyway, Mr. Walsh.
Jumpers? I was confused.
I was more
going to say, I haven't got another one here.
I was about to say, I wish I said yes, actually, just in case, just to see what you would have done, actually.
It'd have to have been the Hammers Chat Speedos. I don't have the another jumper here.
Yeah. Don't know how you conflate Speedos and jumpers, but we move.
Promoting in April. The Speedos are April's line.
they are.
Have you seen the Toulouse score? Toulouse Liverpool.
Go on.
Toulouse are beating them 3-2 since stoppage time at the moment. This is what I mean. I say this commonly, right, when we do the European streams, and I notice there everyone's going on like we're going to batter them and stuff. And fair enough, right? But people underestimate how difficult Europe can be sometimes when you get a team like Toulouse rock up and just beat Liverpool 3-2. I mean, don't get me wrong; they're currently wasting as much humanly time as possible. But I just think
I certainly didn't expect Liverpool to lose that.
Smooth. I the second I said it out loud, I knew where we were going, but I enjoyed it nevertheless.
I had a bad one on Saturday, and we were talking about Pavlova, and I said I love Pavlova. Am I right or Moran?
Solid.
It would be interesting if you had someone called Pavel, and you did have him over.
Oh dear. Anyway, there you go. That's what you get on the old Hammers chat live streams for you. Dad joke chat. It is. We're proud of it. We're good for it. I've not sent it to Charlie yet, Leo. All right, leave it out because I've got something else to send to Charlie.
To be fair, I do have last year's somewhere. I just don't know where it is.
Why not wearing it?
As I said, I don't know where it is. Could be in the wash. Could be in my drawers.
Leo, that's why I've not sent Charlie a new one because he loses.
Notice the way he took ownership of it, but the second there was an out, Geo jumped away. He was like, oh no, I just haven't done it yet. Oh, I don't know where mine is. That's why.
There you go. But it's that annual wash that you're doing. That's the trouble. It takes.
I can't lie to you. Right, this jumper hasn't been washed for about 18 months. So
I've got something else to send you, Charlie. Do you want to see what it is? I'll go get it for you. It's just at the other side of the room.
Before you do, Geo, I like this. Where's Steve? Is it
a Bosch?
There you go. That's a Bosch.
Well, that's what Tom Skinner says.
That's how he says it.
He says Bosch, does he?
Yeah, he goes a Bosch. He gives it a bit
that's like Borat. He doesn't do that.
He gives it a bit of.
It's a Bosch and that's a Bosch.
I think you've taken that significantly further than I did. To be fair, I don't think I did. I don't think I quite went that far. No, he doesn't do this. Doesn't do that. But still.
All right. Would you like to see what I've got for you, Charlie?
I'm slightly scared.
I've got you this.
Oh, there we go. Yes, we're back, baby.
So
how do they look in person? I know you said good, but what are we saying?
Good. They messed up 2 embroidery badges. Fortunately, they did it in your size and Gonzo's size.
Oh, perfect. There we go. That's all we need.
I know. So when you said that, you said the first 2 wasn't good, but after that, they were all perfect. And I was like, oh, wonderful.
I know.
Don't worry. So don't worry, we're not charging for the embroidery. I said, yeah, but what about the actual shirt though? I paid for that. And you just stuck like a not perfect badge on. And he said, so I looked at them after and it was your 2 sizes. But the badges, this is the not perfect one. It went out the stitching a little bit there. You can see it. So he was very honest about it. But anyway, Hammers Chat football shirt. It will be in the store very, very soon. So I'm sending this to you, Charlie, for you to wear. So
people can stop asking me to put West Ham stuff on now. I'll just wear that. It'll be beautiful, sorted. No stress.
No, don't wear West Ham stuff. Wear Hammers Chat stuff. Promote it.
Well, I do that frequently, to be fair. I do that frequently.
Peter, no. The wrong year T-shirts are staying where they are because if we lose tonight, there's a damn good chance we're going in the Conference League. And those T-shirts may actually become... In fact, they'll be going up in price if we lose tonight.
It's funny, actually. I was doing a bit of a painting in the hall last week, and I said, "Have you seen? I've got everyone has got a crappy T-shirts to do painting." And he said, "Why don't you wear that one?" And I said exactly the same thing. He went, no. We can still technically win that, so I'm keeping that for best.
Yeah. Anyway, right, ladies and gentlemen, myself and Gonzo are going to leave you with Charlie and the poll results. So, Charlie, I shall see you at half time, and Gonzo, I will catch up with you tomorrow in the player ratings.
Yeah.
Thank you, Geo. Thank you, Gonzo. See you later, everyone. And how are we? Well, I hope you're well. Let's go through those poll results, shall we? After previous comments about the way it was worded, and I had this conversation slightly with Gonzo previously, right? I've decided I changed the wording slightly today. I don't think it's changed the results. I asked you how you felt about the starting 11, and the results were as follows. 2% of people were furious. 2% of people said it was not good. 44% of people said it will do, and 50% of people were ecstatic. Again, just trying to give him a bit of space because it is what it is. But I think that's probably fair enough. I think from the reactions, Geo and Gonzo were both very positive about the lineup, so I can understand where those reactions are coming from. While I run through it myself and have a little gander, you let me know how you feel on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being the least confident possible, 10 being the most confident possible. How confident are you of a West Ham result this evening? Oh my God, Liverpool are on the verge of scoring an equaliser. Oh my God, they have. Liverpool have scored an equaliser in the 97th minute of 7 minutes of stoppage time. There's a yellow card for one of the Toulouse players and a bit flipping. They're 3-3. Madness. Yeah, that's why I'm wearing my New Day hoodie. It's a New Day. Yes, it's the one with the. Sorry, I will go through the line. It's the one with the unicorn horn on the top and there on the back and stuff. That's why I'm wearing it today. It's cold. I should also say thank you also to Thornton, Nick Thornton, for the £5. I've already got your name in the thing, but I'll add it again in a second. You were on Channel 4 News yesterday. Well, Nick, I'll put this forward to the other two. Obviously, I'll be doing it as much as I can. I don't know what the news story is. I wasn't aware of that. First, I hope you're all right, bro. First of all, more than anything else. But yeah, I didn't hear about this at all. But thank you very much for the £5. I'll have a look into this in a minute. Let's go through the teams. I'll have to come back to this. Right, where am I at? Let's find the button that I'm looking for. It's somewhere. I need to tidy this up at some point. There we go. I need to tidy that up at some point. Oh, there was a little bit of a glitch there, but still. Fabianski starts in goal with Soufal, Mavropanos, Aged, and Emerson in defence. They have Alvarez and James Ward-Prowse in midfield with Kudus, Paquetá, Benrahma, and then Jared Bowen up front. A very strong team, and you can certainly see why people are happy about it. There's been a lot of talk about whether or not that would be probably the strongest team. I know Geo Gonzo was speaking about it. Geo was suggesting a get out, which I think is madness, but that's fine. Mainly because it was Kera going in, don't get me wrong. But I think by and large, outside of one or two little bits and pieces, maybe Benrahma, for example, people would say this is probably our strongest 11, which is very exciting to see. I don't know how I feel about it personally. I think I'd be in the it'll do category just because at this point I feel like the formation and all that sort of stuff isn't necessarily make or break for us. I think it's more we have to have a confidence of factors. I'm not super confident with anything we would put out. So I guess that's what's keeping me away from being in the top category. But ultimately, you know, Emerson and Soufal are our best two wing backs. I think we have at least half of our best centre-back pairing on the pitch with Aged. I would put Aged and Zuma as our strongest, but Zuma still not fit. Mavropanos would instantly go in for me. Alvarez coming back is a huge thing for me. James Ward-Prowse not being a solo fullback or anything. Have Liverpool's goal just been disallowed? Alvarez coming in, taking up the defensive things that he was doing previously. They have, oh my god, the goal's been disallowed. Toulouse are back up. Jesus Christ. Alvarez coming in, helping that out is going to help massively. Kudus obviously looking really good at the moment. You want to keep him in. Paquetá coming back in is a huge deal. Benrahma is what it is. And then Jared Bowen up front, again, for me, is what it is. But I would recommend, I can understand why most people would be very excited about that. So by and large, that's a very strong team. A very, very strong team. And I think we need it today. I do think we need it because, as I was saying, with the Toulouse result, which looks like it's now going to go Toulouse's way, and other games, we tend to discount Europe as if it's quite easy. And I don't think it's anywhere near as easy as people make it out to be. I think it's actually a huge achievement what we've managed to do. Confidence-wise levels, Alex, who you should subscribe to if you haven't already, is at an 8.75261, 8, 9.5, 9, 7, 8, 9, 8, 8.5, 6, 8.2, 6.9, 6, 9. Nice. A solid 7.77, 10. John coming through with all of the confidence. 9, 6, 8, 6 out of 10. Says ASOX. We have good players, but will they actually put a solid 90 minutes together? That's my other concern. It's just finding that within us. Because I don't think we've done it too consistently recently. That's been my biggest complaint recently. So I just don't think we've put it in enough. AK, just want to say, I saw what you said about Gonzo, and you were like, even Charlie says it, just say AK. This is what I mean. When I see people's names, sometimes in the heat of the moment, you can't read it out because you just don't want to, A, you feel like you might be being tricked, and B, you just don't know how to pronounce it. So just take part of it, but so you can still interact with people. That's what I'm saying, you know, get in there. But I hope you will. Although, stress comment, but I respect it after all that. 10 confidence in the players, minus 10 confidence in Moyes' tactics. See, obviously, I'm not saying I'm not more confident in Moyes. That's definitely what I'm saying. But I certainly can't put confidence in the players at the moment. That's my biggest worry. Is I just feel like they haven't been quite at the level I would want them to be at. It's even Olympiacos have done it. A lot of teams do it in European leagues because you have extra people. It's there just in case you get a Czech Kudus situation. Most teams do it in Europe. For example, Olympiacos have done it as well. If that helps at all. Good to see you, sir. Hope you're well. No stress on being late. Substitutions wise, we have Areola, Anang, Johnson, Cresswell, Fornals, Antonio, Cornet, Ings, Ogbonna, Kera, Souček, and Mubama. In positional order, that would be Areola, Anang, Johnson, Cresswell, Ogbonna, Kera, Souček, Fornals, Cornet, Antonio, Ings, and Mubama. Strong bench. Strong bench, all of our first team players that are fit, plus Anang and Mubama. Can't really complain about it, to be honest. Can't really complain about it. I'll complain about when he decides to bring on Danny Ings, for example. Then I'll definitely start complaining. But hope you're well, by the way, bro. Hope you're all good. And wonderful to see you. If you haven't subscribed to Stu, the Disabled Team, and Lee, make sure you do that. But hope you're well, bro. Hope you're having a good day as well, just in general. Yeah, I'll complain once he definitely brings on Danny Ings, because then I'm going to start getting very annoyed about that situation. The Olympiacos lineup is as such. Pashalakis starts in goal with Rodney, who was really impressive against us, I felt, and scored. Perozzo, Restos, and Ortega make up their back line. You have Heze and Alexandropoulos and Kamara in midfield, with Podence on one side, Fortunis on the other, who was also very, very good against us, and Stefan Jovetic starts up front. Former Manchester City striker, played barely for them, been very much around the block, been played for basically every European league, and he starts tonight against us in Olympiacos side. With Daniel Podence as well, of course, ex-Wolves player that we're aware of. Fortunis did really well against us, scored, was an absolute danger. The Olympiacos fan that Geo was interviewing was shocked that we didn't know more about him, or David Moyes didn't know more about him in his preparation, I should say. Rodney obviously did really well as well. And also, interestingly, he was speaking about this formation of the 4-3-3 and how he felt like that was a really bad thing for Olympiacos, but it worked perfectly against us. So it's not entirely shocking to see them go for that again, but we'll see how that plays out. Their bench is, I'll have it running across the bottom of the screen, is Tsosolokis, Papadopoulos, Papadudis, is how I'm going to say it actually. Kini, Ntoy, Mbora, who used to play for Sevilla, I think. Scarpa, who used to play for Nottingham Forest, who's on loan at the moment. Masouras, João Carvalho, Pep Biel, Solbakken, El Kabay, and El Arabi. I believe one of those final two started up front against us the first time. I think the Olympiacos fan was saying El Kabay is struggling for form at the moment, which is probably why he drops out. Can't pretend I know much about their team. Can't pretend I know much about them apart from what we saw last time. So I'm not going to sit and pretend. Because, do you know what? No point. No point whatsoever. I saw Lee pop into the chat. Lee, good to see you, sir, by the way. Hope you're well. Hope you're predicting less than a 4-0. Iggs might come. Listen, if he does, I will be very, very excited for us. I can't see it happening, personally. Can't see it happening. Every time he comes on, people who are around in the chat when that happens, because I know there's a lot of people who stick around for the beginning and then go watch the match and come back half time and then go watch the match, that sort of stuff. You might not have heard me ever say this, but whenever he comes on, I'm like, well, that's the end of that then. Because frankly, I have no faith whenever he comes on that literally anything will happen. Despite the fact that I maintain that I think Danny Ings could play for another Premier League team and score goals. I just think he's so ineffective in David Moyes' system that it's literally completely and utterly pointless, and I would rather see him bring anyone else on, unless we're playing two up top. And if this formation, which I'm not entirely certain about yet, I'm not entirely certain whether this is a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-4-2 with Kudus and Bowen up front. We'll see. I suspect it'll be a 4-2-3-1, but we'll see how that ends up playing out. If it is a 4-4-2, then hey, maybe you get Danny Ings on and maintain the 4-4-2 and not switch out of it like we did last time. But I can't act like I've got any hope. I can't act like I've got any hope. Still, on a scale of Carlos Sanchez to 10, how good do you have to be to play with your collar up? It's gotta be high. It's gotta be high, Ethan. I can't imagine. That's actually pretty good. I'm half thinking about going to the one on the 14th against Freiburg. I'm half considering that'll be my first game back since before COVID. I don't know yet. You'd have to be at least a 9. and you have to be consistent at that. You can drift in and out of games, for example, like Payet did, right? Payet did, where he would maybe go missing for a bit, and then every single game maybe go missing for 70 minutes, and then have 20 minutes of world-class ability and win you a game. You can do that, and you sort of have to be consistent with that. Otherwise, it's a big no. Personally, it's a big no. I don't think that's something you're allowed to do. I don't think that's something you're allowed to do at all, in my personal opinion. Sound a bit like my granddad, who didn't like any trainers and he didn't like any boots that weren't just pure black. Do you know what I mean? I'm feeling a little bit like that the older I get, maybe. There's one bell for tonight. There is one bell available if we need it. There is one bell available. Hopefully we won't need it, but there is one. Also, because of course last time I tried to get it, I messed my back up. So in that sense, as well, hopefully we don't. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. The closest I got to studying classical Greek history, although I did do history, so I did do a bit of Greece, is playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So if you want me to talk about, you know, the characters in that, any of that sort of stuff, the locations in that, I got you. Greek football, bit lost. Let's have a look at. Let's do some sub bingo. Let's roll the West Ham bench across the screen now. You don't have to include that in your prediction of when David Moyes will make his first substitute, but it's there if you want to see it, if you want to live with it anyway. The bench once more, just in case you weren't here. Areola, Anang, Johnson, Cresswell, Ogbonna, Kera, Souček, Fornals, Cornet, Antonio, Ings, and Mubama. Let's predict when David Moyes will make his first substitute, shall we? I will say 69 as per usual. You know how that goes. 69 minutes, and I'm saying it's going to be Ben Rama off. It depends what the scoreline is, but I'm gonna go with what I think's most likely, and I'll say Ben Rama off for nows. A bit of like for like, nothing, no vibes whatsoever. I'm thinking that is also potentially true. I can't lie to you. I'm also thinking that's potentially true. I looked in the fridge when I woke up earlier to get milk when I was making a cup of tea, and realized that there was only one in there, and thought it's probably not going to be enough. But unfortunately, there's only so much time in the day, and it gets away from you, doesn't it? But we'll see. Hopefully, we vibe our way through it. Although I somehow doubt it. But, you know, you never know. Ooh. That'd be big. When is the Villa game? I'm trying to get my dates in order, but I can't on the spot. My brain is not clobbering together that information somehow. I know, Paul. I know. It's the sort of game where you need a Dawson. I was thinking about him the other day, missing him. You know, listening him. I do think it's the sort of game where you need someone like him just to stop stuff, just to say no, you can't have it. Forever missed. Olympiacos are not actually from Athens; they are from Piraeus, which is a part city next to Athens. True fact, did not know that. In Assassin's Creed Odyssey, it's in the location Attica. Don't know if that still exists. Again, can't say much about it. Oh yeah. Listen, Draconian knows, bro. That's where you're at. You're fighting people on top of sort of ledges and whatnot. You're Spartan kicking them off non-stop. You have to keep it there. You keep it on the L1X so you can use it quickly. You know, it's necessary. Could get involved. I am very hungry, to be fair. I don't know if my girlfriend would enjoy that, but I'm very hungry person. I'm in a bar in Greece, surrounded by opposition fans, friendly at present. Well, Cockney, good luck. I hope for your sake it remains a nice vibe. Last time I was in an opposition pub, it was Arsenal when we beat them. I think we beat them 3-2 or something. Petr Cech was in goal for them. They were not happy. And I had my head down and I was laughing. But they were not happy. There you go. There you go. Yeah. What Clash of Titans? That's a shout. God of War Classic. Have played obviously all the God of War games. That's also a great shout. Although I haven't played the recent two somehow. I've only ever played the Classic 3. I never played God of War. I never played the two portable ones, Chains of Olympus and Ghost of Sparta. And I never played Judgment? Was it called Judgment? No, it wasn't called Judgment, was it? That was Gears of War Judgment. There was a fourth one that wasn't made by Sony Santa Monica that I can't remember. I never watched that one. I never played that one either. But I did play the original thing, so there you go. There you go. 61 minutes says Talis, 67 minutes, 53 minutes for Pac-Man for Antonio. Antonio's probably a strong shout. Steve, I hope you're excited for today's game. The atmosphere is there for you, sir. Cornet for Benny in the 72nd minute. Cornet, another interesting shout. I feel like personally, it's Antonio 72 for Ben. I feel like Antonio. I would love to see Antonio come on. I'm a big Antonio person compared to most people at present. Certainly a much bigger Antonio person than most people at present. What I would say though is I would only consider putting him in there if we needed him, because he clearly needs a rest, as much rest as we can give him, and that's kind of where my concern is. I'll take that, Lewis. I'll take that. It's pass across, no ponytail. Maybe I should wear the double denim, the denim jacket, and then the denim trousers as well at the same time, like when he made his return that one time. Go wild with it, come out, do the whole 75 minutes. Bowen claps off with a hat trick for Ings. We'll take that all day. Big up Poseidon. God of War 3 opening first battle, big. Also, I'm very jealous. I want to go to Greece, man. I was talking to my girlfriend about this the other day, but yeah. 57 Ings. It will start at 60 minutes, but it will take at least 5 to 10 minutes. Again, very strong shout, AK. I can't lie to you. That's a very strong shout. James Bob Price for Suchek is actually quite a strong idea as well. We'll be getting those score predictions in just a second. In fact, actually, let's start loading those up. Seeing as we've spoken about both teams, we've spoken about subs beds, we've spoken about when we think they'll come on, we've spoken about Greek history, we've spoken about God of War, we've spoken about kicking people off mountains, we've spoken about it in all directions. It's time to get off the fence. No more flipping, no more flopping, no more sitting on the fence. It's time to get those final score predictions in chat so we can lock them in. 45 minutes again for I assume Kera, but Kiberos is how we could pronounce it. It's February. Okay, that's why my brain barely knows what the next match is. What is the next match? I actually don't know. I need to make the thumbnail after this, so I'll find out. But yeah, very much so. 67 minutes Alvarez for Fabianski. I am watching on TNT Sports 1 in the UK in London, seeing as I actually have that. It's got wrestling and the European games. It's worth it for me. So I can actually watch it legally. However, I mean locally. However, if you aren't being able to watch it, there are definitely ways you can do that. If you scroll down into the link in the description below, there's a bit there called join our Discord. Lovely Hammers Chat West Ham community, but fans of all clubs are of course welcome. But most importantly, if you scroll down on the left hand side, there's a bit there called stream links, in which you will find what you're looking for. Forest makes sense to me. I did know that. It was latent in the back of my brain. It just wasn't there. Thank you, Ben. First of all, how are you, sir? Legend in the making. Listen, if you I say in the making now, what are we talking about? Why am I disrespecting you like that? I apologize. Please do forgive me. If you use the link tonight, if you ever have, do thank Athers, Ben, beautiful man who does beautiful work for us all, including me fairly regularly, aka whenever we're on Sky Sports. Do thank Ben. Thank you, Ben. Hope you're well, bro. Hope you are. And again, apologize for disrespecting you like that. It was just disgraceful behavior. Let's have a look at some of these score predictions. Scrolling up to where they started, trying to fight against the tide of the chat. Stevie B says 2-1 to West Ham. Judas, my trustworthy friend, good to see you, says 3-1. 3-1. I'm upgrading 2-1 to 3-1. 3-1 home wins was. Come on, you Irons. Yes. 3-1. Don't go to Piraeus because it is a dive. I don't know my way around the area. I just want to go to all of it. It looks very nice. Again, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. 3-1 to Irons Optimism today. West Ham 2-1. Let's see a James Ward-Prowse free kick 4-0. The boys, says Jamie. I would love a James Ward-Prowse free kick personally. Desmond says Jean-Claude 3-2. We are going for 60-minute corner for Benny, says Fred. We'll take that. Lee Statham going for a West Ham 0, Olympiacos 5. Wasn't as positive as I wanted it to be, Lee. Not going to lie to you, mate. Wanted a bit more of an uplifting vibe from you there, but yeah, we'll take it. We'll take it. Also, Stevie, thank you for the Forest. I missed that at the time. Thank you. 4-1 to West Ham. Liverpool are bricks. Fair. 4-0. 300-0. This is Sparta style, kicking them off. Teams are coming out. They're currently getting ready on the pitch. I have a timer in the top corner, which will tell you how far behind I am. I'll probably be ever so slightly, given the way these things work out. But I will have a timer up there, accurate to where I am in the game. 3-1 says Jim. A clean sheet would be nice, but 3-1. I think 2-1 Hammers. Mrs. thinks 1-0 Hammers. Well, hello to Mrs. McKeever. I've just assumed marriage there. I apologise. 3-0 West Ham. Rex says 7-1. They score first. We smash them. Fred says 3-1. Hammers. West Ham 4-0 to Hammers, says John. I think Bowen will score. I'm looking at the predictions. I'm looking at the confidence levels. I'm confident we'll win, but I don't think it's going to be a huge scoreline personally. I think it will probably be 2-1. That's my vibe. Ollie, Harry, good to see you. Hope you enjoy the game. I hope for your sake that we absolutely smash them. I don't know. I was going to say something else. Hope you will. I'm going to say 2-1 to West Ham. I'm going to say 2-1. I'm going to be a bit hesitant. I'm going to be a bit cautious, but I do think we've got what it takes to win, and I do think we are going to win. Personally. That's a very good deal. I haven't got that. Stressed. Subscribe to A-Top Lad on YouTube, you know what I mean? And I have A-Top Mark as well, which is my wrestling one. So subscribe to them. I never upload on them because I never have the time. When the time happens, the time comes, then it will go. It's going to be popping off on those channels. But they do exist, technically, a little bit. A-Top Lads for gaming and other such nonsense. And A-Top Mark, but you know. 5-1 to West Ham, says Mark. My face is going to look like a kid if we lose. Fair. I know, I love it. Oh. I'm going to say it. Controversial opinion. The Europa League and Europa Conference League theme songs are better than the Champions League one. I'm just putting it out there. We are about to kick off, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. I am going to say it. Whoa. I think it's better. I respect that it's maybe a disgraceful opinion to have, but still. West Ham are going to kick off the match. Referee's whistle goes. Bowen does not take kick off. Everyone back to normal. And we're underway. Come on, you irons. Deploy the boys. It's time to run two things indeed. West Ham United versus Olympiacos in the Europa League at the London Stadium. I haven't got the new FIFA yet. I need to get it, you know. I keep looking at it, but it's just I can't be justifying that kind of price. I don't have the time to be justifying that kind of price. But at the same time, I keep wanting to play it. It's bad. It's a problem. It's a problem for me. I still haven't played the Resident Evil 4 DLC. I'm off track. They're passing it around Olympiacos at the moment. At the back, headed forward by Soufal. Nice pass forward by Alvarez. Paquetá can't quite pick up on it. Interested, again, like I say, interested to see what the formation ends up being. I've seen a couple of different ones. Different services have us playing different ways. For example, TNT, had it at a 4-4-2. The UEFA website, I think, had it at a 4-2-3-1. But they never know these things. They just get told the players on the pitch and they have to figure out sort of how they all fit together. It's never a case of they know before we do. So I'm just trying to keep an eye out on the early stages. Olympiacos playing the ball forward, headed away nicely from Emerson. Really good to see him back in. It does look like a 4-2-3-1. It does look like a 4-2-3-1. Paquetá in the centre with Kudus on the right. Ball across to Benrahma on the left is quite nice. There's a space there for Benrahma, you numpty! Why did you think that was such a good run from Bowen? Oh my god, that's so stressed. Benrahma picked up the ball. The ball across to him from James Ward-Prowse was really nice. I think he was a bit lucky, if we're being honest. But Benrahma cuts inside and Bowen's making such a nice run. He's unmarked. He's basically running directly at the goalkeeper, unmarked in the box, and he shoots from distance. And I'm like, my G, I beg. Just lay that through. Ugh. Not to get too frustrated too early on. We're reducing those levels back down again. I think it is a 4-2-3-1 again. I believe it is. It looks like a 4-2-3-1 with James Ward-Prowse sitting alongside Alvarez, Paquetá in the 10 position, Kudus on the right, Benrahma on the left. That feels like what it is currently. That's what it feels like currently. Kudus doing well there to take past one man. Tries to take it past two more. Bit over the run, but he's going to keep charging that down to put them under as much pressure as possible. Nice little pressure there. Doesn't quite make it work this time, and Olympiacos can come away with the ball, though again cuts that one out nicely and wins a throw, and we take that. But yeah, it's so just please. We have kicked off. Enjoy your rest. Enjoy your rest, AK, my friend. Enjoy your rest. Jealous. Sleep it off. Benrahma's decision making is just what lets you down a little bit. It's annoying because he gets into such good positions consistently and gets time on the ball, and he just I have gone back. That was when I was actually good at the game. No build OG map, although it's not. I do have a mild problem with the marketing. It's definitely not the OG map, but it's certainly early enough to where I actually know what I'm doing. I've played 5 matches so far, got top 5 in all of them, came second once and haven't won yet. It's annoying me. Oh, close again. Little miss, but Bowen went for the right decision, but couldn't find Benrahma. Awful pass over the top. Got the right pass there from Bowen to try and find Paquetá. Just hit off their defenders. I tell you what, we're looking lively in the opening stages. First 4 minutes of the game here, we're certainly looking decent. We're getting a lot of numbers in good positions. It's well cut out. To be fair to the centre back, that's well cut out. Listen, we keep at this. It's only a matter of time before one of these passes reaches the correct person. The Benrahma cross after it was awful, but we're getting there. We're starting well, at least. Bouncing about at the moment. Oof. Olympiacos trying to play the ball forward. How fast are we getting numbers back, and in what sort of formation? Getting forward relatively. We're getting back relatively well. The cross ends up deflecting off Emerson from a wide position into the hands of Fabianski, very comfortably there, which we'll take. Again, interestingly there, you see Benrahma was coming back, trying to keep up with Rodney, and Alvarez just that true defensive midfielder mindset, just seeing the gap opening up, just coming across, stopping him from going forward. We take that. Corner to Olympiacos. From their right, our left. Oh my God, Jesus Christ. Alexandropoulos is asking for a handball against Paquetá. Referee's pointing towards the corner. Alexandropoulos, it comes to the front post. Nah, no handball from me. Alexandropoulos comes to the front post. Paquetá's the only one there. He sort of gets the flick on, but I don't think there would have been any danger in it anyway, but it ends up, he's sort of like this Paquetá as it hits him, and it hits him like here. No handball, easy enough. Throw, corner again from the exact same side. Whipped in, headed away again from the Paquetá at the front post, and it's going to be once more a corner from the same side. Looking at a replay of the potential handball there, again, it hits him like here. It's fine. It is what it is. Love that. or should I say, Je m'appelle, no. I can't remember what it was. Who knows, Samir? He never gets game time. He's going to be. Cornet might as well not exist in the team. J'adore that. You know. There we go. There we go. There we go. Mavropanos decided to pass that one back. We're still in control of the ball. Emerson back to back to Aged. I'm enjoying the. I do like Aged and Mavropanos together just because of it was a nice ball forward from Aged there, a nice long ball diagonal. Kudus decided to duck underneath it, but Ksufal just reads it wrong and goes out for friend. But I just love the passing ability we have with those two at the back. It just is so nice. It just keeps me so calm. There you go. Yeah, j'adore. Thank you. I do like fish. Où est la piscine? Pardonne-moi. Où est la piscine? Splish splosh. Sorry. Just quoting songs now, I apologise. Je ne comprends pas. Straight through. Rolls through to the Olympiacos goalkeeper now. Parlez-vous de français? Parlez-vous de français? No. Banger. Big ball forward again, nods it down. I don't think we look awful at all. I would disagree with you, Chris. There, I would disagree with you. I do think a bit of settling is necessary. Don't get me wrong. I do think there is definitely a bit of settling necessary, but I don't think we look. I don't think we look dangerous at all. I don't think we look poor at all. I think we're building up relatively well. I think we're getting numbers forward in good areas. I think we've only really needed to defend once, and we've done it well enough. I think we're doing all right. So far. Of course, incredibly early to say, but so far. But a bit of settling never a bad thing. And yeah, the Olympiacos are definitely inviting it a little bit. Always a scary moment. I've never actually looked up the translations to Fudufafa by Flight of the Conchords. I only just know the bits I know from when I studied French in school. So, the supermarket. Belouf. Jacques baguette. Ooh, What a song. What a Flight of the Conchords. Shout out, ball over the top. For Olympiacos, well offside there. Easy as you like. That's going to be ours. Sorry, Richard, that's stress. No stress. Yeah, the throwing thing is new to me, and I got thrown, and I did not know how to deal with it. I got thrown, and I did not know how to deal with it at all. Again, I disagree with that as well, Chris. I see what the thing is I just don't. I think we're doing okay so far. I think we look comfortably like the home team. I think we're comfortably in control right now. Olympiacos are only getting forward on counterattacks, and even then they've only really had one chance at the corners, and every single one of their corners came to nothing. I'm okay with it. But I also know that I very commonly this season see things very differently to most people, so I'm probably the one in the wrong with the most of the time. So I can't exactly take shots. They managed to harry that one out. It's going to be a goal kick to Olympiacos. It was bought for me by the wonderful Rebecca. Shout out to Rebecca, who also made the Christmas jumpers that the other two were wearing. So shout out to Rebecca. She won't see this, but shout out. It's CFAX of the final game at Upton Park. Focus. No focus. Okay, but it's a CFAX of the other one. And it also has a lovely, exciting spelling mistake. You won't be able to see it, but there it says Manchester United ham. Always very fun. Always very fun. I'm very Del Boy about it, to be fair. I'm very Del Boy about it. Yeah, but that's because they're sitting deep. We don't look worried when teams do it to us. Do you know what I mean? It takes time. Like, if this goes on for the entire game, we're going to win. You know? We just need to be better at taking our chances. But 10 minutes into the game, I'm not going to complain too much about not taking our chances yet. Nice ball out to Ben Rama that time. Wide onto the left-hand side. He picks it up on the touchline. Decides to lay it back to Paquetá in that space he was finding so much joy from the beginning of the season. The cross that time was lofted towards Jarrod Bowen, who finds it into Kudus, who tries to pull it back. It's a nice idea. Alvarez very far forward right now. Paquetá, nice lay back to Ben Rama, who tries to angle it and forces a decent save out of the goalkeeper. I thought he might have been offside because he just had so much space. But the ball gets played out to Ben Rama on the left-hand side, inside the box from Paquetá. And he's able to take a touch and just pick his spot and just tries to bend it around the goalkeeper into that far side of the net, round him, and he forces a full stretch save from the goalkeeper. That's not bad. That's not bad. Corner to West Ham from our right-hand side. James Ward-Prowse steps up to take it. Hand raised. Whipped in. Towards Aged. Headens it. Save from the goalkeeper. Aged rising up well. I much prefer our corners from that side just because we can't hit an in-swinger towards the near post like we seem determined to the rest of the time. That time just lofted in, both from Mavropanos and Aged in the area, and Aged is the one who rises up, gets a decent connection on it. Save for the goalkeeper. Yes, Richard knows. They call me the hippopotamus. Rhymes that glow like phosphorus, popping off the top of this esophagus, rocking this metropolis. I'm not a large water-dwelling mammal. Where did you get that preposterous hypothesis? Did Steve tell you that perchance? You know? My rhymes and records, they don't get played because my records and rhymes, they don't get made. And if you rap like me, you don't get paid. And if you roll like me, you don't get laid. Alvarez went to Kudus again. We're just lining up here. We've got so many people in and around their box. Alvarez including, laying that one out to Kudus, who's wide on the right-hand side on the touchline. Whips it in. Headed away defensively. They hook it away. Under a bit of pressure. They're looking very much like us Olympiacos right now. Everyone back defending, backs against the wall, just hooked away in their striker, looking to try and chase onto it. Can't quite get there. Thank you. There are very few things I can do in my life. One of them is quote Flight of the Conchords songs. You know? It was an incredible game. It was an incredible game. That was one of the other games I watched in an opposition pub. No, you can go in if you can go in if you want. I think if you could go in if you want. Personally, I would disagree with the assessment on this game solely, not the rest of the time, but just this game solely. I'm happy with how we're playing. But yeah. Are we at over 300? Are we? I know I heard Geo talking about likes before, but I didn't actually look at them. We're at 336. Let's go. We're at 336. Big. Thank you. It's like that and like Mighty Boosh crimps. I like the two things I can say at pace consistently. You know what I mean? Oh, nicely done from Alvarez. Down the line for Soufal. He's going to get there. He just has to hook it across. Bowen does well to get his head onto it, but Bowen not exactly a demon in the air, always running backwards. It was always going to be difficult. Coming down from high position, it floats way over. But the pass from Alvarez, although maybe fizzed in a bit too quickly, it's just that, again, that's something a little bit different that we don't usually have. Played down the line towards Soufal, who he only has a chance to hit it first time back into the box, and it comes to what it is. But again, that sort of incisiveness is just something we miss a lot of the time. Just something we miss a lot of the time. Big ball forward. So what I'm going to call you SN, Scottish N. All right. The thing is, I watch you do this to Geo Gonzo, and I'm assuming it's the same account. I think it is, because I recognize the naming structure, right? So I'm assuming it's the same person. The problem is, you're coming up against someone who is also a troll, okay? And your trolling's not that good, my G. Just saying that, it's not like that deep, my G. Do you know what I mean? You're not going to win. You're not going to win. Go away, come back again with a better troll. Not interested. Not interested, my friend. You spam, you get banned. You say stuff like that, I don't really care. Like, it's not that deep, Reggie. Try again, just please. I see you do it to the others, and I know like maybe they might react. I'm not gonna react like you want it, bro. I'm sorry. Like I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. I really do. I really do. Unfortunately, you're up against the troll here. You're not gonna win. You're not gonna win. Whipped in from the corner from Olympiacos. Their third of the game, straight headed over. They are playing very us. Amazingly so, actually. That ball into the box. They had a corner from their left, our right hand side in swinger, straight into the near post, and I don't know. It's just very us. It was very us. Yeah, that's happened. That's happened before, to be fair. That's happened before. Good to see you, MC. Doing all right? Hope you're well. They are playing very, very us, which I'm fine with, because we're not playing like we. Sometimes when we come against teams who play like us, surprise, everyone, Alvarez has got a yellow card. I think it's a bit hard, if I'm being honest. Ortega plays it into. I mean, he gets the ball. I mean, that's a poor decision. That shouldn't even be a yellow, if I'm being honest. That shouldn't even be a yellow. He collects the ball as clean as you like. I'm not even entirely certain he gets that much of the. I'm not even sure he gets that much of the ball. I'm not even sure. Sorry, I'm not even sure he gets that much of the man. But he's picked up a yellow. I mean, again, unsurprisingly, it's Alvarez, but you know, it's not a correct decision for me. But yeah, usually when we come up against teams who sit deep against us, we don't really have that much of an answer. But so far, we're doing okay. Obviously, if we spend the entire match doing this and it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. But so far, opening 20 minutes, I'm quite happy with how we're playing. I'm happy with the chances we're creating. Just that little bit of something that a little bit further in that final box and that final pass, whatever. And we're looking good. We're looking good. Yeah, it's poor form. He's in poor form at the moment, and he can't play as part of a double pivot with Thomas Souček, nor can he play it by himself in a defensive midfield role. It's just not him. He has to be alongside at least Alvarez in a 2, or ideally, in my opinion, in a 4-2-3-1. Sorry, in a 4-1-4-1, where he's playing with both. Alvarez and someone else, be it a Paquetá, be it a Thomas Souček, someone like that. He just can't do defensive work. And if I don't know if any of you listen to the West Ham Breakdown, Jack and Cal's podcast, which I would highly recommend. Listening to. They were speaking a lot on this week's episode about James Ward-Prowse's passing just not being up to snuff and not taking as much control of games as he should be, which is definitely true. I feel like at the moment he's still growing into being a West Ham player, and when he's asked to do those deeper things, he just sort of seems a bit lost. And Thomas Souček ends up taking control, and it's just not beneficial to him. Nice ball down the wing there to Emerson. The cross in, deflects, and it's easily collected by the goalkeeper. Kudus is playing. He's playing wide right. We're playing a 4-2-3-1. He's on the wing, on the right-hand side. Alvarez definitely has that reputation. It's a bit, yeah. It's once your reputation precedes you, you're in a bit of trouble, unfortunately. Andy Carroll had the same thing where he wouldn't do a foul, but there wouldn't be a foul, but he would give away free kicks through doing nothing because of the reputation he had and his size. It's sort of a similar situation. It's annoying, isn't it? I think that's where I'm coming down to form, and also I think one of the things we're doing, which is when we have the in-swinging corners and we play them to the near post every single time without fail, that definitely has been found out by some teams. Because there's been a couple of times in a row where I've been watching it happen, and teams just know exactly where they're going to put it, and it feels really frustrating. Really frustrating. Big boot forward, headed away from Aged. Paquetá collects it off. Alvarez again, just having that calmness in those positions is so nice. Oh, and Alvarez collects that one solidly. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. None taken. None taken whatsoever. Suburban Sasquatch, that is an unreal comment. Don't take offense. My 8-year-old said the other day that the Premier League lion looks like that West Ham guy you watch, and I can't unsee it now. I'll take it. I'm happy with that, you know? Iconic, some would say. That's a banger. That's a banger. Yeah, this, and he always got caught. He got caught doing nothing. It was very frustrating. I'm not offended at all, Suburban. I think that's hilarious. That's a banger. It's going to be a corner to West Ham. Our right-hand side, James Ward-Prowse to outswing it. Looking again for Aged. Again, we're putting it into those areas. Aged and Mavropanos there. That one, again, high and wide. Battling for it, everyone on it. And he does manage to get it. He gets a decent connection to it again, but just high and wide. Getting closer. Getting closer. We'll take that. We'll take that. We'll take that. So why not both? I'll tell you this story, right? So in a similar sense, Suburban, right? One of my favorite things that ever happened to some extent. I was in the hairdressers once, right? And I say it was hairdressers because it was like a all nice click over from Paquetá. Kudus trying to get onto the end of it, couldn't quite make it. It was a unisex place, right? As opposed to just men or just women or whatever. And this is when my hair was like not as long as it is now, but really long. This was the last time I got my hair cut, when it was like super long. And I was getting my hair cut, and it was fairly empty. In fact, there was basically no one there apart from me sat down and the two like workers in the shop, and then a woman and her child, a little kid who's probably about 4 years old or something, right? 4 years old. And I was sat facing the mirror, and the woman and her child were walking behind me. So all they see, it's a bit difficult with this chair. So all they see is this, right? And the kid like runs up alongside me, and sort of like I don't know, they had a toy or something. They were running around the shop. It is what it is, right? I don't really care. And the mother goes, "Oh, just come back." I can't remember this kid's name. Come back, child's name. Leave the nice woman alone. Obviously seeing the long hair, expecting it to me, and I had a long beard at the time, and so I was just like, I looked at her like that with the beard, and she was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And it's one of my favourite reactions. I was like, "Oh, don't worry about it, don't worry about it." But I don't mind that at all. Lion is arguably less of a shot against me than that. So I'll take Lion all day. I'll take Lion all day. Free kick to Olympiacos. King Troll. I appreciate the effort, but again, still not good enough. Still not good enough. Still not good enough. Still not good enough. You're also claiming my crown there, bro. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about that. Looking for Kudus. Kudus is getting time on the ball, but they're sort of putting it on him. in a way that you'd expect. Oh, Alvarez again getting in there. Part of the problem with Alvarez, right, isn't necessarily that he does these reckless challenges, although he does, but he's so keen to like dive in. Like there, he didn't necessarily need to leave his feet, but he does sort of overstretch there. But he wins it so cleanly. It's so nice, and he knows he has the ability to do it. But I think that just means he does it potentially too often, and so he ends up picking up unnecessary fouls and stuff, which is what it is. But I love it. I'm here. I flipping love Alvarez, man. The fact we've got him back in this team is very exciting. Listen. It brings my calves look great in it though. So we move. Podence plays it out to Fortunas, and who's whips it out wide to the left-hand side. Olympiacos now starting to get into the game a bit. We're seeing that half-hour drop off a little bit, although Paquetá's still trying to find that ball to Kudus wide on the right. Who I tell you what, puts in a really good shift to try and get there. He loses. I don't know how he loses out on that throw. Not going to lie. He seems very incensed by it. I thought it was probably about 50-50. Is he going to pick up a yellow card for that? This referee is very card happy. I don't know. I can't remember what Geo put on the bet. I remember they were talking at one point. I heard about a yellow card for someone. I don't know if that ended up getting put in. But I'll tell you what, it might be happening because... I mean, that looked like a... I mean, I don't know what happened, but the fact that you're getting a yellow card half hour in for having a little shout about it not being a throw-in. I mean, don't get me wrong. Should Kudus be shouting like that? No, definitely not. But at the same time... It's a very I don't know, not that deep. It's not that deep, is it, ref? Not that deep, come on. How close are we, James? I mean, listen, I'll take it. 500 is a beautiful thing. 300 is usually the goal, but 500, if we ever get there, is an incredible thing. 392, we're at 392, so if you haven't already, make sure to hit that like button. I've seen a thing that's just popped up on my screen that says ads will run, so if ads play, let me know. Because I've got no idea how this ad thing works yet, but still. It's silly behavior. Like, do I think it's a yellow? Especially at this stage in the game, no. But like, it's unnecessary. He doesn't need to be doing that. Again, headers that one down nicely. Emerson lays it short to Paquetá. Player tries to nip in there. We win a throw in. Their players now getting spoken to. The number 4. Oh, I think, and potentially Paquetá. By the way, this referee has nothing. He's got no control. He's currently shouting at Paquetá. Paquetá was not listening to him, was nowhere even close to him. His referee has got no control over the game and looks like he wants to have it and just isn't. One of the worst throw-ins you're ever going to see from West Ham, as per usual. The Olympiacos player literally walks up to it, continues the control and walks away. Emerson trying to charge forward. They knocked it down. They're doing well. They're defending well here, Olympiacos. From that standpoint, they're doing well. From an attacking standpoint, they've got practically nothing. But defensively, they're doing well. That's really nice from Paquetá out wide to Sufal. Coming forward down the right-hand side. Kudus completely miscontrols that one. It goes out for a throw to Olympiacos purely down to some miscontrol. But yeah, we'll see how this ends up playing out a little bit further on. But they're defending well, Olympiacos, but going forward, they've got nothing. Oh, that's nice. And Bowen's on side as well somehow. He can't quite get the ball out of his feet to make it truly impactful, but he runs the ball down to the corner. Nice little link-up play between him, James Ward-Prowse and Sofal. Finds Paquetá looking for the dink over the top. Was looking for Bowen. Nice little lay down there for Kudus. Couldn't quite flick it on. No foul that time from the referee. I don't think it was a foul either. I think he made the right choice there, but I'm just shocked that he wasn't getting a red card out for Alvarez already for that. Play forward, throw in down the left-hand side for us. I don't know. Something's going on with Emerson. Rodney and Benrahma were both standing near him. I don't know if he's been clocked or something. He seemed to be sort of okay when the camera cut to him, but I don't really know what happened. So foul down the line for Kudus. Needs to step up a little bit. He's not doing incredibly today. Lots of little mistakes, but he's on the ball again here. Tries to find space to cross it in. Does. There's no one there because it's West Ham. It's West Ham and we're playing Jared Bowen up front, so we don't have Thomas Tuchel on. Ben Rama lays it in towards Paquetá. Ben Rama, he's shaping for a shot. He's desperate for it. Save from the goalkeeper. It's not a bad shot, to be fair to him. But you knew from the second he touched it, from the second he took the touch, he was shaping for the shot. And everyone else might as well. Even if there were better options, he had the blinkers on. He wanted to shoot for about 5 seconds before he actually takes the shot. It's a better shot. Much better shot. Don't get me wrong. Actually forces a save from the goalkeeper. Doesn't go for that far corner like he always does. Tries to drive it into that bottom left-hand corner instead, near post. But we win a corner from it. James Ward-Prowse is going to take it. It's going to be, you would suspect in-swinger, although none of the players are lined up for the in-swinger position. It feels a lot like the Arsenal tactic they were playing against us. Secondary corner, head goes over. Head goes over. Yeah, they are. They are, to be fair. They are, to be fair. I think so as well, Hughes. I think so as well. Sometimes where you feel like maybe the rhythm is going a little bit against you, sometimes just having a shot from range, just putting some pressure on them is worth doing just to get it off yourselves a little bit. Corner from the right-hand side this time. Kudus is over there as well as James Ward-Prowse. Kudus runs over it. James Ward-Prowse whips it in towards again, who gets a header onto it again. And this time, instead of up and over this one, he managed to get this one down and it's flashed across the goal just wide of the left-hand post. Not quite on target, but that's good from Aged's getting there, man. It's frustrating that he's still not hitting the target because he's getting these opportunities. There's always a bit of pressure. That time, one of the Olympiacos defenders does well just to rise up and put him in a really annoying space. But no, I like that one more than the others. It's not rising, it's down. It's much more difficult for the goalkeeper to save if it was on target. Unfortunately, it wasn't, and it's going to be the goal kick to Olympiacos. But certainly a little bit sloppy than we were, but I think we're doing well. I still think we're playing well. Paquetá's limping there. I missed it. I was looking at a chat when it happened. I saw it out of the corner of my eye. Mavropanos defends well. I'm not sure how that wasn't a throw into West Ham, but I am on the other side of the pitch from a wide camera. I can't really say it. Referee pulls Alvarez back for another free kick. Again, that one felt okay to me, but we're probably not going to see a replay. See, the thing is, he's playing, for me at the moment, he's playing exactly how I always expect him to, which is sometimes he's just going to have a bad game, but even when he's playing poorly, he has the capability of doing something completely magical and incredible, and he just scores out of nothing, you know? And I don't think he's playing necessarily that bad right now. Well, that's a good opportunity for Podence. Hits it wide. He can't quite convert it. Ball gets flashed across the box towards the D just outside it, and Podence is rising and he volleys it and he has to hit it first time and he does well to keep it down, but it's one of those ones where it's bouncing down and bounces down off the floor first and up. It would have been difficult. It's a very difficult technique to score something from there, especially while sprinting at full pace forward, and he completely slices it wide. But yeah, that's not to say he's playing poorly, because I don't think Kudus is necessarily playing bad. I think it's just he's playing exactly what I expect Kudus to be playing. That's Olympiacos' third shot compared to the 8 we've had so far. Like I say, we have been in control of this game. I think in the last 10 minutes, Olympiacos have gotten more into it. They haven't had a single shot on target yet. We've had 3. I think Olympiacos have gotten more into it in the last 10 minutes, but they're still not looking dangerous at all. Whereas we are, again, still creating dangerous chances. So even when they have got a little bit more into it, it's still mostly us at this stage. Half an hour in, I'm happy. I feel like for us, it's just we're just that one step away from doing something that's going to guarantee a goal, whereas Olympiacos are several steps away from that. That's not to say they couldn't just pull something out of the bag and just score from nowhere. Obviously, that's always capable of football. But right now, it feels like we're one step away. It feels like they're 3 or 4 away. Emerson does the well, a bit of control, and then drives forwards straight into about 15 people, but he wins the free kick doing it, and he does well. Every Olympiacos player just sort of steps off him there as he collects the ball and just drives into the middle of the field through the centre of the park. Takes one touch to get away from his man and then just goes for it. And he just takes it past one, and then Podence comes flying back, clatters into him alongside one of the players. Probably should be a yellow card. There is a yellow card coming out. We do miss a little bit of something from crosses when he's not there. It should be said. Yeah. Well, thank you, Irons J. I might disagree with you the first bit, but I won't disagree with you the second. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I don't like how consistent we are with him. We tend to do the same thing over and over again, which I get when it's working. Just keep doing it until it doesn't work. The problem is for me, our corner kicks haven't worked for a few games now, at least. Again, Souček coming out of the team, maybe perhaps part of it, but I do think there needs to be some sort of rejigging of our corner kick routines, because it feels like we're just doing the same thing over and over again, which isn't working anymore. When it's working, fine, I understand, but it hasn't worked for a little while now. So I feel like we should change that up. Also, I don't know who said it. I was trying to find it. Who said the ref? There you go. Definitely out of his depth. Yeah, I agree with that, Michael. He seems a bit of a mess. He seems a bit of a mess. So it is a free kick for James Ward-Prowse. I'll be honest with you, probably a bit too far away for him to have a pop. We've seen him score goals from this range before from free kicks, but I remember him saying that it was literally just a pot shot because he couldn't cross and he couldn't do his usual thing. And it feels like it's either going to have to be a pot shot. By the way, referee has completely lost control of the game right now. I can't lie to you. Referee has completely lost control of this game right now. Yeah, he could go for the pot shot, but I think it's probably more likely going to be trying to play in the likes of a Gerd or something around the back for a head across the box. He does do exactly that, and we don't win it in the air. Feels a bit pointless to me. But I understand. It's the numbers game. The numbers game is more likely to do anything, but yeah. Paquetá charges for it, doesn't quite win it, headed back across from James Ward-Prowse. Good defending. Paquetá receives a little hit to the head there. I don't think it was a foul either. He's gone down a bit theatrically, but again, with him, there is another boy who cried wolf situation, and I suspect he'll be back up again. Olympiacos continue with the ball, although Paquetá has stayed down, so maybe it was more serious than I thought it was. Initially, it looked like he was holding his face. Now he looks like he's holding the back of his neck. The ball got headed back towards him from James Ward-Prowse. It comes in high, and for Tunis, sort of bit of a shove in the back, ends up clocking him weirdly in this sort of area. I'll be honest with you, I think he's fine. I think he's probably making a massive meal out of this. Rodney's checking on him. I think he's making a massive meal out of this, but still. Yeah. That is obviously a huge concern. We spoke about it on Analytics on the Patreon this week. Speaking of Jack about it, we do have just a big problem of coming out significantly worse. Arsenal being a wonderful exception to that. So I would love an Arsenal performance more than I would love any other match this season performance. I would love it. I'd love an Arsenal performance. To some extent, Olympiacos maybe feeling their way into the game might help us a little bit, giving us a little bit more space. Because obviously we're getting to the area. We have lots of people in good positions, but we're unable to find gaps because they are playing a very Moyesian style of football, as you would expect. So I would love to see if they do come a bit forward, maybe not love's a stretch, but if they were to come a bit further forward and leave some of those spaces, that could potentially benefit us. But that's assuming they give us the space, which I don't think they're going to. They might commit more players forward in an attempt to sort of get further into this game as they feel like they might have an opportunity to, but they can probably get back just as quick as we can if we're being honest about it. Especially when you have Ben Rama on the pitch, who's very slow. Ball over the top from Paquetá. It's really nice to find Emerson, who just keeps it in with a hoof towards the box. Oh, Barron's there. Handball. Disagree, but here's what it is. I don't know. Emerson, it was a nice ball for Emerson. Again, it was a bit like the Sofal one where the ball out wide is really nice. And he only has the opportunity to just hit it in first time. Annoying. Yeah, he's a diver. He is. I'll call it out I'll call it out for West Ham players just as much as I call it out for opposition players. He is a diver. In the same way Lanzini was a diver. He just is. There's at least 3 or 4 opportunities every game where he makes a massive meal out of something that's minor. And it very rarely works. It's annoying. I don't personally like it, but there we go. Oh, that's beautiful though. That's the other side of it. Oh, the goalkeeper does well to come out and get that. That's the other side of it where just in the middle of the park, just finds a first time ping over the top towards Jarrod Bowen, who was running onto it, and the goalkeeper does well. Takes it past nicely there, does Paquetá. Finds Kudus into a good area. Tries to take on too many men, loses it out. I feel like we're at the stage where I'm saying that I feel like Kudus is having a slightly poorer game now. Still exciting when he gets on the ball, but he's just... And unlike Ben Rama, who when he gets the ball slows everything down, he speeds everything up when he gets it, which is really exciting to see. He picks up the ball wide or in a slightly more central area of Kudus and instantly is looking to drive at people. And that's not coming off. And it's frustrating because it's always like a heavy touch or a misplaced pass or whatever it is. It's always something slightly off. Whereas Ben Rama, when he collects the ball in a similar sort of positions, he takes a touch and then looks to slow play down, looks to assess what's going to happen. He doesn't have that sort of like hit and go drive set, which is annoying, especially when you're playing counter-attacking football. It's frustrating. But yeah, I feel like I'm at the stage where it's been a half of Kudus not working, and I feel it's safe to say that I don't think he's having a great game. Olympiacos player doing a Paquetá there, going down and staying down. Emerson rises up. I mean, to be fair, he does get kicked. He does get kicked with the studs, but yeah. Yeah, so I feel like don't get me wrong, I'm not throwing him on the bus. I think he's got better as the half has gone on. I think early he wasted some big opportunities. One huge opportunity right at the beginning of the game. I could have completely changed things. But I think he's got better as the game's gone on. I'm just saying sort of in generalities there. I don't wanna be unfair to him. I'm just sort of speaking in generalities. I don't think Kudus's get the ball and drive with it instantaneously is better than Ben Rama's technique. I think it's more useful for us in this scenario, but I don't think it's necessarily better or worse. It's not a better or worse situation, if you see what I'm saying. Yeah, he's pretty crap. It's very impressive how bad he is. Alvarez loses out on the ball there. The ball over the top for Fortounis is charging it down, but thankfully Aged comfortably gets there first and sees that one out. Nicely done. Going to see how long's left. Stoppage time for this first half. 3 minutes of added time. 3 minutes of added time. Nicely done from Paquetá there. Collects it. Charges it forward. Oh, he does well to flick it around. He's lost out there, but he does well. There is one bell available, MC. There is one bell available. I don't know what I'd do at halftime. Commentators are talking about potentially potentially Paquetá being injured. Outside of that, and I don't see it personally, but maybe they're seeing something I'm not, to be fair. I don't know. I don't know what I would change at halftime. Something has to change, it feels like, for me. I By the way, Tom, I did not see this, but Tom with the £2 super sticker. Thank you very much, sir. I don't know when this happened. I didn't see it at any point, but thank you very much. I'll put your name in the thing in a second. I did not see this happening. I don't know what I would do in this scenario. I'm looking towards the bench. Let me put it up on screen. I'm looking towards the bench. Antonio seems like the obvious answer. Again, I feel like I want to give him as much rest time as possible, but I do feel like we need something else in that forward position. I don't feel like Jared Bowen's working. I would potentially take off Ben Rama, shift Paquetá to the left, put Kudus down the middle, Bowen on the right, and move Antonio up front. I think that changes our dynamics forward a little bit, but Paquetá's been hit again here. I don't know what's gone on there again. Paquetá's got one of his not bad ball from Olympiacos, but thankfully cut out, although Alvarez makes a meal of the first time. Can't quite get the control the second, but the third time plays it out nicely. And Paquetá's just been hooked down there. That one is going to be a free kick. Yeah, Paquetá's going to have to come off at half time, I suspect. He's struggling again. He's got one of his yeah, Paquetá literally doing keepy uppies, and Rodney just comes in and just clears him out. It is what it is. I feel like he's got one of his shorts rolled up, Paquetá. He seems to be just be moving through treacle a little bit. Played out wide to Soufal. Looking for the flick forward. The 3 minutes of added time is almost up. Soufal gets the ball again. Olympiacos again just hooking it away straight into his path, but they do well to keep us when we do try to play wide down the wings. They do well to sort of hem us into those sides. So say we're playing down the right hand side with Soufal and Kudus and that. Olympiacos do what we do well, and they're doing it well, where you sort of shift your players across to hem them in. So if you say this is the football pitch and you're attacking up the right hand side here, you can see the match, and you're attacking up the right hand side here, their players just sort of shift across like this just to hem you into those areas. And they're doing that well and really reducing the amount of chances we can create from it. There is the halftime whistle. Yeah. So first 25 minutes, all us. Was very happy with the first 25 minutes. I thought we were really good. Or I thought we were good. I don't want to over egg it. I thought we were good at half. I thought we were good for that at the time. I think from 25 minutes onwards, Olympiacos, from 25 minutes through to about 40 minutes, I feel like Olympiacos got more into the game, although again was still creating absolutely nothing. I cannot stress how unconcerned I've been about Olympiacos' play so far. I really am not looking at it going, oh my god, this is scary in any way, shape or form. I don't think they look dangerous in any essence whatsoever, but they certainly grew into the game in that period. The last 5 minutes has been completely dead from both sides. I don't think there's been anything from either side in the last 5 minutes. Nothing from us, nothing from them. In general, it's been better from us, although the trend of us getting worse as the game's gone on has again happened, and I would be interested to see what would change at half time, because for me, I don't know what it is. Again, Paquetá might need to go off. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I don't know. We are poor when defending attacks from right positions. Yeah, because we actively encourage it, right? That's what we want them to do. Every team that comes up against us, we want to sit, we want to compact, and we want to force them into the wide positions, and we want to let them cross, which is fine. We can defend from crosses all day. I'm not really scared about that. When a team gets into a space where they can pull it back low, I get a bit more concerned about it. Olympiacos don't have the numbers or seemingly the ability to do that as of yet. They've not really shown anything in that area. But we actively encourage them to go wide. We actively encourage any team to go wide. Which is what it is. Again, and Mavropanos are good enough in the air. And again, obviously has had quite a few opportunities to actually score from headers, so I'm not too concerned about it in that sense. But yeah, I don't know how you feel about it, G. I just first 25 minutes I thought we were a better team. After that, I felt like they grew into the game. Last 5 minutes, I feel like both teams have just been absolutely rubbish, and there's no point even talking about it. How do you see the game?
I think what we've done. What's our 4-1 winning 6? I think it looks like a team that's won one game in their last 6. I think we're just lacking a little bit of confidence. And the first 20 I was pleased with, but we were essentially missing Antonio or missing someone in the box. I think we were getting the ball out wide and we were getting the ball on the edge of the area really quickly and really well. But once we got there, it was sort of like, what do we do now? A couple of times Sufal had the ball and didn't want to cross it because there was no options and sort of hesitated and ended up losing it down the side. And they were lacking a physical presence in the middle of the pitch up front, actually. Weirdly enough, I found myself thinking, is today the game for Danny Ings? And sort of talked myself out of it a little bit. But I think, as like I said, as the half's gone on, Olympiacos has got a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more confident, and we've started to get a little bit more nervous, I think. And Alvarez are making me nervous, I'll be honest with you.
I think I was saying this during the game. I think because he's so good at the go gadget legs extender, nip the ball away from people, that he does it all of the time. And especially when you're already on a yellow, it's like, my G, please. There's times where he doesn't need to do it, but he does it because he can. And I'm like, just take one extra step and get there slightly later. I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. And it does warrant a little bit of worrying. Yeah,
I don't trust the ref either, Charlie. I don't trust this ref.
The ref is
bad. I do not like this referee. I don't trust him. And I think Alvarez keeps putting himself in positions. We've seen it maybe 5-10 minutes before the end of the half when their player dived to try to get Alvarez sent off. And all it takes is the referee to just peep up on one of those occasions and it's worked. 100%. So, Alvarez is a difficult. I'm not worried about Kudus getting sent off. Famous last words here. But Alvarez is just... I'm nervous. He's got history for it as well. And that's the thing. It's not like he's never had a red card in his career. He's got history. So, I'm a bit weary.
Did you end up putting a yellow card in the bet?
Pardon?
Did you end up putting a yellow card in the bet?
No.
Okay. Because I heard you and Gonzo talking about it, but I didn't know who you were saying it about. I was like, bro, this guy's going to yellow card everyone if he gets the opportunity to. He loves it. He loves it. A little push, mate. Out it comes. Here we go. What'd you say to my friend over there? That's it, yellow card. Have some of that. I
will say, Charlie, Paqueta needs to just get on with it a little bit. He's starting to irritate me.
Go on, expand. I'm interested. I'm going to go for toilet.
He dives, Charlie.
Oh, the diving. Yeah. 100%.
2 or 3 times now, he's lost the ball. And
he does it every game.
Face, he went, but it frustrates me. Like, if we're winning, it doesn't bother me because he's slowing the game down. He's killing momentum, but it doesn't bother me. But when we need a goal and we're the team under pressure a little bit, I'm a bit like, come on, man.
100%.
Like,
he does it every game. He does it 4 or 5 times every single game. Every 4 or 5 times a game, you can guarantee someone will get close to him, get a little bit touched out or something, and he's going to go down, even necessarily where he doesn't have to, or it's not enough to go down, and just be like, oh, that one hurt. And I'm like, man, I said this during the thing, I'll call it out for our players just as much as call it out for other players. He's a diver. And Lanzini had it in him a bit sometimes as well, where you just go, man, just please get up. I 100% agree with that. But anyway, I'm going to go toilet.
Right, thank you very much. Right, let's see what you're all saying in the live chat. Chris says, can't see where we're going to get a goal from. Frustrating display again, too slow, still predictable. I agree. I feel like something has to change for whether it's move people around or do a substitution. That I don't think we need much. I think one sub could sort this for us. What that sub is, though, I'm unconvinced. Brendan, I was in a funk earlier. Now I'm Mardy. I am, actually. I am. Tyler says the first team to score wins this match. Not confident at the moment. Jay said you'd get Paqueta off, Kudus in the middle, Bourne on the right, Mubama up top. I wouldn't be against that. Danny says we're losing the midfield battle. Ward-Prowse is too weak. Sideways passing. Ben Rama is so wasteful. Hamas gets irritated by Paqueta, loses it, stays down, effectively losing us another man. Richard said this Bourne up top plan might be over before it's even started. The thing is, I think they're too deep. I think Olympiacos are too deep. I think Bowen will work up front when we've got a little bit more room to play. But when we're playing on the edge of their box, which we are at times, I think that's when we're going to struggle because we can't cross. Well, we can cross it to Bowen a little bit, but it's not. He's not a big physical target to aim for. I mean, here's Mancunia saying get Souček for Ward-Prowse to get his head in the box. I mean, if Paqueta's injured, I wouldn't be surprised if he brings on Souček to get Souček into the box. Hammer Time says Paqueta's diving's a bit embarrassing. Mark's laughing because someone called him a Brazilian Antonio. I thought it was funny, to be fair. By the way, John, I completely agree. It was never a yellow. I don't even think it was a foul. I don't even think Alvarez's booking was a free kick, but he's been booked and he's not shouldn't have been sent off. It's not like he's got away with it. He just goes in at times and I think, you get this wrong, you're getting booked for it. Dean says Antonio could be the one here, tortures European defenders who don't know how to deal with a striker like him. The funny thing is, I have to say, I was sort of watching it thinking I wouldn't mind getting him on for this one. Gary says Ward-Prowse Moises picks. It says, oh, really? Mancunian says Orsai King is an option. Malik would like to see Cornet as well. Guys don't think Ward-Prowse is having the best day. He's not, is he? Hamarole says Benrahma is so slow and selfish he'd rather score a goal for himself than win. Apart from McGurd, he's come closest to scoring, in fairness. Bobby says it's a bit boring. Robin says we need a little bit of luck. Ben says Paqueta did the party piece as well, Nilo, and supposedly injured. Drew said Ward-Prowse doesn't offer us anything besides set pieces. Ian says he's too slow. He doesn't drive the team forward. Brendan would like Bowen on corner. I think the corners are okay today. They should have just done better with them. Dean says Bowen to the wing. It's his best position by far. Put Kudus up front. Cockney would like to see Souček and Fanals on for Benrahma and Paqueta. It's the first time I'm seeing people want Paqueta subbed off. I know there's an element of the injury, but I have to. He's frustrating me a lot today. Mr. Pickle said the final third decision making is what's letting us down. Kudus, Paqueta, Benrahma have opportunities to play each other in or Bowen, but failed to. Olympiacos. No, that Benrahma shot in the first 90 seconds frustrated me because Bowen was like wide open on the edge of the box. Finn says Ward-Prowse in his deeper role hasn't worked once this season. He's poor screening, barely progresses the ball. I agree with that. I don't know why we switched to like a double pivot because it hinders Ward-Prowse and it hinders Alvarez. Alvarez is a lot worse off sort of in a two-man midfield rather than being just central with two centre midfielders either side of him. We sort of come across something in the first bit of the season with Ward-Prowse and Souček with Alvarez behind them, and we've sort of broke it up a little bit, and I don't know why. Tommy says it's all too slow. Everyone is just keeping the shape and not interchanging. Fishing said we need to speed it up. The space is there. Just move the ball quicker. Concerns over Paqueta, Andy. You're right enough. The thing is, right, because Paqueta's a bit divey. When he looks injured, I struggle to believe he's injured. It's maybe a bit harsh, but I just fail to buy into the fact that Paqueta is actually struggling. I'm more on the side of he's just pretending, if you like. I say if you like. That's what I think he's pretending. I'm not convinced he's injured. Dean, good evening. He says it's a frustrating game. Ward-Prowse has been poor, need a bit more up top. Dare I say Antonio. Andy would like to see Cornet. Yes! Bring on Cornet. But Cockney doesn't want to see Cornet. Fishing does, though. It's a bit like a Cornet debate in the live chat. Some want to see Cornet, some don't. I'm all for it. Come on, let's get Cornet on the pitch. Dean would love Soufal, but I do wish Kudus had a wing back like Emerson to link up with. I do agree. Especially Kudus creates a lot of space for that right back. The Olympiacos right back would do good in our team. I like him. He impressed me in the first game, and he's impressed me tonight as well. Dean says Paqueta's the kind of player that has a 10 out of 10 or 2 out of 10. You get away with players like this in world-class teams, no chance with us. I think the difference is Paqueta can do something other players can't, but I think Kudus can do that as well, actually. So,
I was saying something similar about Kudus. Just that Kudus has that thing where he can go missing for 80 minutes and then do something completely magical that no one else can do. And I think today, not that he's going missing. I think Kudus today is frustrating me, but only to the extent of like he's getting the opportunities to do stuff, but it's just not quite coming off for him.
He's getting crowded out. I think Olympiacos are defending him well.
Yeah, it's frustrating because there's no. If you're Olympiacos, that's what you're going to do. You would just like. I think they are very good at doing what we do, which is just closing off sides of the pitch. So like when we go down the right hand side and you have Soufal and say Kudus on the touchline, they'll just come and crowd you into that area and just go, nah, you're not going anywhere. They're very good at it.
I'm going to say something that's going to annoy the chat, but before I do, drop a like on the video.
Yeah. We're almost 500. We're flying right now.
I think he would benefit from Antonio. I think Bowen on the right benefits a lot from Antonio occupying defenders. And I think when Kudus has been cutting in a little bit in the first half, those defenders have been quite comfortable stepping out and sort of joining up with the left back or the centre midfielder to sort of double up on them, essentially. And I think the centre backs are okay doing it. I think you put Antonio in there just to keep the centre backs pinned back a little bit. He and Bowen would benefit from that. I'd be inclined to change at the break. I don't know what one. To be honest with you, I think Ward-Prowse feels a little bit pointless. I don't think he's having a great game, so I think that's someone I maybe look to bring off. But the only problem is the only player to bring on is Souček. Now, Souček and Alvarez, I thought were fantastic against Arsenal in that double pivot, so maybe he could come on for him. But you want Souček on for his height, and I don't think you're going to benefit from that if you play him alongside Alvarez. So that sort of eliminates that option. And the other option is Paqueta, just because is he actually injured or not? I don't think he is. I think he's just faking it, Charlie. But yeah, maybe then you bring on Antonio, drop Bowen to the right, Kudus into the middle, and put Antonio up front and see if you can get something from that. We need a little bit of the X factor, I think, Charlie. We need someone that can do something, because at the minute it's a little bit. While I feel like we've edged it, I think we've been the better of the two sides. We're comfortable defensively. We're really comfortable so far. Yeah, but I think Olympiacos are as well. Yeah, I agree. So we need to do something different in the second half. What that is, I don't know. But Moyes has got options. He's got a lot of options. He's got Mubama, Antonio, Ings, Cornet. There's loads of attacking players on the bench he can bring on. He uses Souček as an attacker as well. So there's lots of options on there. Yeah.
Well, he's not taken any of them. I think as the team walk out, I can see Paqueta's there at least, and I think I didn't see any other changes.
I'm telling you, he was just faking it.
I don't disagree with you. Any last score prediction before you go?
I think we'll win. I'll say 2-0. I think. Okay. I think if we take the lead, which I think we will, it forces Olympiacos out a little bit, and I think that's when we'll see Bowen as a striker really benefit from being a striker. I think at the minute the pitch is just a bit too cramped for Bowen, and we've seen his run when Alvarez got it. He was down that right channel, won us a corner. That's how we need Bowen to play as a striker. We're playing just outside their box at the minute. I'm not sure he's that type of player. He needs that 10 yards behind the defender to run into, and the room's not there for him at the minute. So I think if we take the lead, Bowen as a striker, I think will work for us.
Strongly agree. Well, thank you, GS. Full time. If you want more actual knowledge and like smart speaking, then make sure to come back then, because we'll be live straight after the game with our match review. In the meantime, 520 likes. We're absolutely flying. Thank you very much, everyone. We're absolutely killing the game right now in terms of that. We might not be killing the game on the pitch, but I'll tell you what, in terms of that kind of business, we're doing really well. No changes, it looks like, at half time. I couldn't see anyone. I'm seeing the words no changes as well in chat, so I can't. Paqueta is back out, and I can't tell if there's any change from Olympiacos. They haven't brought any up as far as I've seen, but we'll be getting underway in just a moment's time. Of course, I have a timer in the top corner which shows how far behind I am. It'll be a couple of seconds at least, because watching it apparently legally using their actual feed, still slow. Don't understand how that happens. As we get off with the second half, what are your final score predictions? Let's lob some of those in chat. I never really asked. Let's get some of those in chat. Olympiacos are going to be the ones to kick off in this second half. Come on, you irons. Deploy the boys. Time to run two things. I put a poll in chat as well. While I was off the screen, I heard a lot of people talking about Cornet, for example. There was a bit of Cornet debate going on. So I've lobbed the poll in chat. I'll leave it in for a little bit longer, but I asked, should Cornet get a chance? Yes or no? It's very heavily, surprisingly, very heavily in favour of yes so far, which is certainly interesting to me. But I'm interested to see. I'll let that go a little bit further just to see how it goes. No changes from Olympiacos either, it seems. Again, none have been called out as of yet. Be interested to see if maybe the tactics change, because you could, of course, change that. You don't necessarily have to change subs. You can also change the way people play on the pitch. They're trying to find their way through. Olympiacos can't quite find it. Just crowded out well. And we'll see how that ends up playing out. Putting ourselves a little bit into trouble here, but we've got Agerd in that position. He's capable of playing those long balls if necessary. Does that time to Bowen. Gonna be a free kick. Need to sneeze. Bless me. Heze, their centre mid, went down. Bowen just getting squashed out by two separate Olympiacos players there, and Heze, the one who gets the worst of the attack from his own player. Porozzo just clattering into behind. Let's have a look at some of these score predictions, final score predictions. Let's go. 2-0, 3-0, big half, 2-0, 1-0, 1-0, 2-0, 2-0 is a must. If they call for bells, Chips, then they call for bells. 2-1, says Steve Palmer. Yeah, it's interesting. 3-0 still. Mark is saying 2-0 to Olympiacos. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Certainly confidence levels maybe a little bit less than they were. And I think that's totally fair. Chipped forward. Nicely kept down there. Ben Rama passed it backwards instead, but we managed to work it out wide to the left-hand side. Again, a bit slow. I want to get a little bit faster in these areas, but it's going to be a throw to Olympiacos. Paquetá is in full moan mode. Full moan mode now. Listen, I would take it. I doubt it's going to happen, but I would take it. Very much so. 1-0 to Olympiacos. I had gone 3-1. I'm going to stick with it. I think if we can get an early goal. Calling for Bell, says Bob. 2-1. They are really irritating us. There is certainly a lot of irritations. They are full time wasting mode, by the way. They've just gone down again. Another one of their players, I don't know which one it is this time, has gone down. Doing exactly that. James Ward-Prowse and him battle for the ball, and he just runs into James Ward-Prowse. He's still holding his face on the floor. The referee went across to him. Don't get me wrong, he gets a little clobber in the face. I'm not going to say there's no contact with the face, but my man is down. And actually, looking at the Olympiacos manager, who stood completely stoically, I think he's aware of the nonsense that's going on right now. 1-1, deploy the boys. 3-0, 1-0, come on you Irons. There were no subs at halftime, Pete, for either side. No subs for either side. 12-0 West Ham. They are like a house of cards. They go down very easily. 2-1. Yeah, a little bit less confidence, but certainly still belief that we'll probably get the win here. Be interested to see. But how is he still complaining and holding? How is he still holding his face? By the way, one of the Olympiacos medical team was literally laughing. So I don't think it necessarily was that big of a problem because he was literally he was laughing. Olympiacos out for the draw. Drop ball from the ref straight to us. Thank you very much. Potato. Would not make it as wrestler. I don't know who said, someone said it earlier, but they are bumping like champs right now. They are bumping like champs. Well, I say like champs. They're bumping like jobbers right now. Going down very easily. Let's have a look at this poll. We'll end it now. It's been a little bit longer into the game. Almost 5 minutes into the half. Should Cornet get a chance? Just seeing what the final score is. Although it was very heavily weighted in favour of yes. I don't think that's going to change. I just want to see what the final score was. 19% said no, 80% said yes. So YouTube doing its classic YouTube thing of just not adding up to 100, rounding in weird ways. But yeah, so 4 out of 5 people think Cornet should get a chance in this game. 4 out of 5. Hey, listen. I got this plain white t-shirt from Primark. Very cheap, thank you very much. No Primark slander in this stream. 1-1 says Ralph. Yeah, I say 2-1. I'm less confident that they're going to score. I'll say that. I'm less confident that they're going to score. I'll stick with my 2-1 prediction just in case. But because that way I can say if they score, I say I knew they'd score. And if they wouldn't, I'd say I told you they wouldn't. But yeah, Fortunis is into a difficult position, but the ball crosses. So we ran into a dead end there. again, they just don't really have anything going forward today, Olympiacos, at all, to be honest with you. They don't really have anything whatsoever. We're just shepherding them out every time. We're barely trying to defend, and we barely have to. They're not really getting numbers forward. They're not getting into interesting positions. It's far cry from the Olympiacos side we faced in Greece. This is a better position for them to win the ball further forward. Wide on the left-hand side for Ortega to whip it in, headed away from Aged. That time again, Rodney tries to head it down. Looking for Camera, can't quite find him. Ball instead gets worked out wide to Podence on the right, whipped in, headed away from James Ward-Prowse once again. See, again, and now we're in our position. We're in our big defensive position. Dinks forward down the left-hand side. Looking again to find that space. We're doing exactly what we do to every team, and what they were sort of doing to us. Shepherd's out wide. And they take a shot from range under zero pressure, and it goes flying. It almost hits the corner flag. Nowhere even close to the back. We are so comfortable at the back right now. It's two teams playing very similar. I think we've definitely been the better of the two teams. Like Geo said, I think we've edged it. I think we've been the better side. We've been the more aggressive of the two teams as well. We've still lacked ourselves going forward. We've still not played well enough going forward, but they've had literally nothing, which is the difference. Both teams doing well defensively. We're incredibly comfortable at the back. They're comfortable at the back. Looking for that Jared Bowen through ball. Can't quite make it work. I tell you what, he does well not to let that one go out for a goal kick. He tries to harry it as much as possible. Again, showing his strength there. Really well done from again under pressure there. Ball gets dinked over the top, looking for Bowen. Can't quite find it. They're going to roll that one back to the goalkeeper. Collects it. Negatively. Or, secondary answer, let's see. Gets Mr. Soccer one and gets in there. I don't think he'd enjoy it. He's also at ideal height because he's quite short. Do you know what I mean? He's quite short. Like, he comes in and he has the thing and a pat. You know what I mean? You don't have to go up for it. You can just go, you know, he's almost at arm height. Almost at arm height. It's close. It's close, but he's almost at arm height. All of my screens just went black there. That was a vibe. That was a vibe. Is this a hack? Am I being hacked? Some of them are back. We move. Ten minutes into the first half, not much really gone on, if we're being honest about it. Olympiacos are the first ones who are going to make their sub. El Kabi coming on. Someone who I believe the Olympiacos guy that Geo was interviewing said was not just wasn't the one. You know, he wasn't playing very well at the moment. So be interested to see how he comes on in a second. If he can step up out of that form dip that he's been in. Hope not. Hope not. Played forward. That's not a bad through ball, but again, very, very comfortably covering that. But that was not a bad pass at all. Aston Villa 1-0 down at home to AZ Alkmaar in the first half. They've just conceded. About half hour in, I think it said. 27 minutes, maybe, something like that. They are going to make their sub now, Olympiacos. Same mug again, just rinsed it. Couldn't be asked using that one, can't be asked. Jovetic is the one coming off. Done nothing. Love a bit of Stefan Jovetic regardless. Good to see you, Stefan. He's off and on comes El Kabi in this place. Going to be a corner. El Kabi, not a small guy, whipped in. He's instantly going to get his head onto it as well, but Mavropanos equal to it. Larger and in charger. Easily heads that one away. There, Alvarez and Aged getting a little bit mixed up amongst each other. But thankfully, we come away with the ball regardless. Paquetá loses out. Paquetá being completely absent in this second half so far. First opportunity he gets there. doesn't under not as much pressure as he's used to being under, and just completely misplaces the pass. In terms of formation, we are the same formation we were 4-2-3-1, 4-4-1-1-1, however you want to look at it. It's some classic David Moyes formation. It's much more David Moyes of last season than it has been this season. That 4-1-4-1 we've seen has gone completely out of the window. We've changed that up enough to the point where we're back at the 4-4-1-1 or the 4-2-3-1, however you want to look at it, with Paquetá in that 10 role. Not something that ever really suited him last season. He can play above that, but it's not something that really is clicking for him. And again, he's in a position here, and it's just not happening. I feel like we need to make a change of formation personally. I feel like if we are going to keep Paquetá on, he's not injured. Which, if he was injured, I wouldn't suspect he would have come out in this second half, if we're being honest about it. If he was going to come off, then that's fine. But without it, I feel like you drop Benrahma. I feel like you take him off. I feel like you put Paquetá back out on that left-hand side where he's been super effective this season. Danny Ings is apparently warming up. Get excited. Get excited, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to see Daniel Ings. Oh, nice through ball. Alvarez, who charges forward, puts Retsos under pressure, and we win a throw-in because of it. Yeah. If we are destined to bring on Danny Ings, like I said, the commentator just said Danny Ings, and someone in the chat said Fornals as well. Fornals warming up. Commentator just said Ings and Fornals warming up. If we are to bring on Danny Ings, then it's probably an imperative that we change to a two up front formation. Be that taking off Paquetá because he's not fit, although now he's on the ball and is doing his usual stuff, so maybe he is. It needs to be a two up front with either Kudus or Bowen, but it can't be by himself, otherwise literally pointless. And actually, the second he comes on, I'm going to go with 0-0 at least. Ball over the top, looking for Kudus, gets the control. He does well there, Kudus, to be fair. Comes in very high, under pressure from the centre-back, does well. The pass is a little bit lackluster, but it works out in the end. The cross comes in, far post, looking for awful cross. Awful cross from Said Benrahma. Yeah. Where's Fornals? Probably a straight swap for Benrahma, I would guess. He would at least speed that play up a little bit. It does feel like an inevitability that at least one of Kudus or Paquetá will be coming off. It does feel like an inevitability at least one of them will be coming off at this stage. Kudus battling for it and losing out. Olympiacos get the chance to come forward, but again, just being shepherded out wide. Number 15 takes it on and just controls the ball into James Ward-Prowse, who easily passes it away. Kudus there just completely... Wake up, bro. Wake up. He's going just fast enough to keep away, but he's really slowly moving and tries to play the ball forward. Mikel Antonio is now coming out to warm up, and he is putting on gloves. He also has a hat on and a scarf around his face, balaclava-esque. Wild. It's certainly not the answer I would have come up with. It feels very... I'll reserve judgment till I see the subs particularly, but it doesn't feel... We'll see what subs he ends up making, because I don't want to complain just yet. Because basically, what's going to happen is everything we think is going to happen is going to happen. Then I'll have plenty of time to complain. But before that moment, I'll give him that. I'll give him the time. We're not making the subs yet. They're still warming up on the side of the pitch. I tell you what, it's been a crap second half. Not from West Ham, just from both teams. It's been a crap second half. It's been incredibly boring. Big ball forward. Soufal heads it away. Kudus teaming up with Paquetá to win the ball back there, looking for that through ball for Bowen. Doesn't work out, but I'm fine with him taking that. I'm fine with him taking those risks. It's sort of what's necessary. Emerson looking to take this one quickly, finds Alvarez, who tries to turn and play the ball forward. There's no real space for it, comes back. By the way, I can't find your comment, old Greg. I was just looking for it. For OG. I can't find you, bro, but I saw you pop in. How are you? I hope you're well. Yeah, that opening 25 minutes feels a long time ago since then. Since then, both teams have been crap, haven't they? Let's be honest about it. Let's be honest here. Neither team have been good enough so far. Feels a distant memory. It feels a distant memory. I was having to think about this the other day, right? Do you think there's less screamers from range nowadays? I was watching, like, on my YouTube recommended, right, a goal of the month competition from like 2007 or something came up, and I was watching it just to remember the good old days. And they were all screamers from range. I feel like there's less screamers nowadays. Is that true, or is it just me? I don't know. Ball into Kudus wasn't awful, but he was in a difficult position and loses out on the ball instantaneously. And I tell you what, the Retsos, the Olympiacos defender, falls over himself and gives us a throw-in, which we take quickly into Paquetá, who's sort of getting a little bit of that free roll to go left and right. Ben Rama, a couple of step overs before deciding to go backwards. Give the man options. As much as I will complain about Ben Rama, and I will, give him options. Emerson went for the underlap there, gave him an option. He decided to go slowly. Jared Bowen does well to dribble past his man. Pulls back is nice. James Ward-Prowse hits it into the hands of the goalkeeper. Not bad there. Slightly better. We at least created something. Ladies and gentlemen, a shot was created. I know. Terrifying to witness. Unbelievable scenes. He hits it. It hits it down into the floor. He doesn't connect very well with it, James Ward-Prowse. He tries to just open up his body and just sort of slot it towards that far post, but can't quite make it work. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. Yeah, you feel like that would encourage it, right? You feel like that would encourage screamers. But no. I don't know. Oh, poor from James Ward-Prowse, pulls out of it. I understand why it was 1v1 versus Kamara, who both of them were swinging their legs at it, and he pulls out, and it... Alexandropoulos, I mean, he's screaming for a yellow card. I don't know how the hell that would have been a yellow. I don't know where the heck that would have hit a hand, let alone if it hit a hand. Yeah, big time. That's exactly, Carl, exactly. You want to see him in those advanced areas. He's really good in those areas. Something we don't see enough. Something in our poor periods that we're experiencing at right now in our form, not even just today. Well, James Ward-Prowse comes across. Bowen comes across to the right hand side, takes on his man, beats him, then looks to just sort of off it into the box. Goalkeeper comes and collects it again. We're looking for a Mohammed Kudus header, which is never going to happen. But nice to see him and Kudus swap a little bit just to get. Just to do something a little bit different down that side, because frankly Kudus has not been working, and Bowen is now taking on men and beating them. Don't think it'll be a permanent switch. I think it was just a situational one, but still. Paquetá looking for Kudus. Ooh, their goalkeeper came flying off the line here. I tell you what, we're gaining a little bit of momentum here, just a little bit. Don't sub on Danny Ings yet. Ball down the line to sub out. Oh, pulled back. It was close. Ben Ram's going to hit it and it's not going to go in. It deflects and the goalkeeper does well to stop that one from going out for a corner. Building a little bit of momentum. Dear Lord, this is when Danny Ings comes onto the pitch and ruins it. But building a little bit of momentum here. Numbers getting forward. Bowen is again out wide on that right-hand side. Create something with Soufal. I'm grasping at straws a little bit. Mikel Antonio has sat back down. I'm grasping at straws a little bit, but there is something, just a little bit something. Yeah, Bowen's wide on the right now. Him and Kudus have switched. Which makes me feel like Danny Ings might be about to come on for Kudus. But him and Kudus have switched because Kudus is now just permanently in that forward role, and Bowen has taken up situation on this right. I love Alvarez so much. He wins the ball back there. Him and Kudus lays it back to Emerson, and you could just see Alvarez screaming for the ball. He's literally going, "Give me the ball," and it doesn't come to him because there's so many people around him. But I love the fact that he's there calling for it. He wants it. Edson Alvarez, what a man! What a man! Paquetá picks up in the centre of pitch. Would like a little faster release, but again, there's no movement whatsoever. Emerson picks up the ball. Unnecessary step over to Ben Rama. Unnecessary step over. We win a throw in. We take it. God knows, I don't think I have one. Again, I don't know. I don't think anyone's really stood out. Alvarez. It's going to be Alvarez. Screw it. I'm picking Alvarez. I'm telling you all now. I don't care what happens. I'm picking Alvarez. If we don't win, I probably won't bother doing it regardless. But just know. Pardon me. Just know. I'm picking Alvarez. Pardon me, by the way. Wide to Emerson, who's looking to play in. Again, we're just putting a little something on them. This is better from us. This is better. Again, Jarrod Bowen up front. I've never liked it. And it worked against Arsenal, but it's just never been the one for me. And especially against teams who are going to sit deep like this, it just feels a bit pointless. Putting Kudus in that position, just giving centre-back something else to think about. So when Jarrod Bowen arrives late, he's arriving into space. Feels nice. Feels nice. It's nowhere near useful, and it's completely nullifies everything Kudus is about, but it's giving us more success. The team is being more successful, even if the individuals aren't whipped in. Jarrod Bowen rising for the header there, almost gets in from the corner from James Ward-Prowse, put it to a better position from that side as well. Dangerous area, and James Ward-Prowse almost gets there. Paquetá misplaced first time hit, and he's charging back now as Olympiacos come flying forward. James Ward-Prowse is really well there. Good work, James Ward-Prowse. Better. We've been better the last 10 minutes. We've been better. Again, I'm not sitting here saying we've been great. We've been good. I wouldn't even say we've been good enough, but we've been better. It feels a lot more like the first 10. It feels a lot more like the first 25 minutes in terms of we actually look like stuff is happening right now, as opposed to previously. So far, getting very frustrated with the Olympiacos players. Just doing everything to hold the ball up. GP, thank you very much. Listen. Telling me Russ could make some money on it. If Russ made an OF, I'll tell you what. My man would make money. My man would make bank. You know? Whether he wants to or not, up to him. I'm just saying he could. I'm just saying he could. Pinged forward from Alvarez, looking for Jarrod Bowen. Couldn't quite manage it. Couldn't quite manage to control. Alvarez does hit his passes quite hard, doesn't he? Ball forward, nodded down for looking for someone. Can't quite make it work. Jarrod Bowen harrying. He's going to lose out on He's going to lose out there. Jarrod Bowen is frustrated because the linesman has called for a corner and the referee said foul. I disagree with it. I don't think it was a foul either, but, you know, we move. I disagree. All tackled up fishing to a certain extent. I think, how do I word this? Not having a proper striker, quote unquote, I don't think is an issue. Not having a Antonio-esque striker who we can use for 90 minutes a week is a huge problem. Because I don't really care what type of striker we have, right? I've not got I've got my preferences, but in a Moyes system, you need someone similar to Antonio. And the fact we haven't bought someone similar to Antonio the entire time is a massive, massive issue. We have proper strikers. Danny Ings is a proper striker. Gianluca Scamacca was a proper striker, quote unquote. They didn't work because they don't suit David Moyes' system. We need to have someone who is similar to Antonio. And the fact that David Moyes has been here for so many years that we still haven't done that is the problem. Now, Mubama is the closest we've come to that. I will say that, and I want to see him get more game time. That's a separate issue. That's definitely a David Moyes issue. But yeah, it's frustrating that we haven't bought a Antonio-esque striker. That's my big concern. Part of it is there's just not that many around. There's very, very few around. But when a few do pop up, we don't get them. Which is because then you get into a situation like this where you go, oh, what are we going to do? Bring Danny Ings on? Oh, okay. What are we going to do? Play Jared Bowen up front? Play Kudus up front? Oh, okay. Like, none of those work for obvious reasons. Honestly, Frankie, I'm not sure, mate. I'm not sure. Feels if I don't know. I feel like there's something there for him, but it's just... I feel like Moyes wanted him as well. Moyes tended to use him and showed what he could do, but since that injury, he's just disappeared, so... I assume he's just done. It's a shame, but I assume he's just done. Yeah, Halle, another good example. TDT, another great example, Stu. Played wide to the left-hand side. Fortounis looks to ping it across. Easily controlled there from Emerson. Not a single person around the pass. And now he can go forward. Plays it into Kudus. Kudus was desperate for it and then takes about 8 heavy touches. To be fair, the ball wasn't perfect for him, but he does at least charge it forward. Under a bit of pressure, finds the pass out to Ben Rama, who tries to take on his man. And the cross was god-awful. But he was under pressure. There was nothing he could really do in that position, but still. Played wide now. Lucas Paquetá on the right-hand side. Plays it inwards to Jared Bowen. Back to James Ward-Prowse, about 30 yards away. He dinks it over. Paquetá's there. Volleys it. I think he might be offside, but 1-0. He's definitely offside. It's been called back. I suspect it will go to VAR and it will be called offside. He felt offside, but Lucas Paquetá did put the ball into the net. It was really well worked. Again, we finally find those spaces. Finds James Ward-Prowse and then... Oh, he's onside. He's onside. He's onside. If this goes to VAR... This has to go to VAR, right? That's going to count. It's going to be 1-0. Lucas Paquetá with the goal. Ball gets played back from Jared Bowen to James Ward-Prowse, who again in about 30 yards, 25 yards away from goal. Central, more advances, exactly where you want him. He finds that dink over the top. Paquetá, beautiful run in behind. Volley is nice on the end of it. Bish bash bosh, 1-0. That's a goal. That's counting. I mean, unless there's an angle which shows it's offside, which they didn't show it from. I could not see it from. He looked onside from every single angle. It's currently gone to VAR. There is a VAR check on it. James Ward-Prowse, what a pass, by the way. What a pass from James Ward-Prowse. Just 25 yards, 35 yards, just dinks it perfectly. The run is smart. Again, something you missed. We've missed the entire game. It happens once, bang, goal. Again, we're still getting VAR check. I'm ready to press 1-0, by the way. I'm ready for it. Goal still being checked. Referee puts the whistle to the lips. 1-0. Lucas Paquetá with the goal. Flipping it. Stress. 1-0 to score. Come on. I said it for the last 15 minutes. We have been getting better. I have been saying it. Not good enough still, but we have been getting better. And all it takes in those scenarios is just something. All it takes in those scenarios is a little bit of something to give. We haven't seen those sort of movements. We haven't been able to see those sort of runs because of the way we've been playing. We've changed the formation a little bit. Jared Bowen moving out wide, sort of to the right, more traditionally almost looking like a 2 as well at times with Kudus, Paquetá getting a little bit of space, and his run there from the side was beautiful stuff. Come on! Oh, 1-0. That is so good for us. We are so much better when we take the lead. And I'll be honest with you, Olympiacos haven't looked even remotely close to being dangerous going forward today. So beautiful, beautiful stuff. I might get to say my man of the match after all. 1-0 West Ham. 15 minutes to go plus stoppage time. I think Scarpa's about to come on for someone. They're going to make 2 changes, Olympiacos. Oh my God, thank Christ. This is going to be one of the more harsh things. Podence almost coming off as well. This is going to be one of the most harsh things I'm going to say, but thank Christ we did not bring Danny Ings on when he was warming up. Oh my Lord. Thank goodness for that. Thank goodness for that. Because it would not have happened otherwise. Olympiacos making 2 changes. Podence and someone else coming off. Scarpa and someone else coming on. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Right. Now we go. Now we go. Now we move. So Alexandropoulos was one of the other players who came off for Scarpa. The other one, again, I'm not sure. Podence came off, and I'm not sure who was the person who came on. Oh, we're seeing it now. Podence came off. Who came on for them? Masouras? Masouras is how I'm going to say it. We take it. We take it. We take it. Big ball over the top, easily into the hands of Fabianski, who's going to take his time to actually pick this one up. Oh. All of a sudden, I don't think we're going to see their players go down quite so easily. I don't know about you. I've got a feeling they might be a bit more hardy now in this last 10 minutes. I feel like they might step up a little bit. Fabianski, big boot forward. And conversely, Paquetá might go down even easier. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. The switch has worked wonders for us. The switch of moving Jared Bowen back out wide onto that right-hand side, moving Kudus more central, has worked wonders for us. Since we've done that, we've looked significantly, not significantly better, but we've looked better. Thomas Souček looks like he's about to come on. He's stripped off and ready. Maybe go 4-1-4-1. I suspect he might take off someone we wouldn't want him to, but maybe go 4-1-4-1. I say that Kamara is currently down, so. Although he looks more in pain that time than he did all of the previous times every single one of their players have gone down. Paquetá controlling it on the right by the corner flag. Oh, beautifully done. Paquetá whipped in from Soufal. No one can quite get there, but beautifully done. Twining them up. Controlling the ball, little flick with the heel. Ball played back to James Ward-Prowse and now go for the horseshoe, although it lands at the feet of Mavropanos, who didn't pick up the memo. He's decided to charge forward, managed to get it all the way into the area. Looks for that cross position, going to get a corner from it. I tell you what, his little dribbles aren't quite useful sometimes, you know. You're not quite half useful sometimes. I feel sorry for the director there. Cut to one of the West Ham fans cheering and celebrating just as they started flipping the middle fingers at the Olympiacos fans, and they were like, oh, switch it away, switch it away. Alvarez coming off. Okay. I mean, I guess you take him off from a card-happy referee in a situation when you're going to be sitting deep and defending more, so Alvarez is more likely to have to make more tackles, and so you don't want him there because this referee is very card-happy. I get that. I disagree. But I get it. Even if I do disagree. Still, short free kick this, short corner this time from James Ward-Prowse to Kudus, who loses out the ball instantaneously. I don't think it's harsh to say he's been bad today. It's not been his day whatsoever. But with players like that, you just sort of have to give them free rein to fail, because occasionally they're going to hit a shot from range like that and that one drags wide. Occasionally they're going to do something special. He tried it there. He collects the ball quickly and he works hard, Kudus, to be fair to him. He worked hard. He lost out the ball quite pathetically there, if we're being honest about it. But he literally charged straight after it again, wins it back instantaneously, and then goes for the shot from range but drags it wide. 10 minutes to go plus stoppage. 10 minutes to go plus stoppage. It's definitely scary. It's definitely scary. I understand him, but in a game like this, I don't know. I feel like you almost have to take the risk with the red card because we know James Ward-Prowse and Thomas Souček as a double pivot does not work defensively or offensively. We know it doesn't work, so I feel like you almost have to take the risk of keeping him on. Increasingly because we feel like we're still going for it right now. It feels like we're still the one. There's still the game. The game more. It feels. Let me rewind all that. Ignore everything I've just said. It was complete gibberish. It feels like we're still the more likely to score. We're the ones getting closer. We're still slightly more aggressive. Don't get me wrong. We've stepped off a little bit, but we're still certainly feel like we're a more aggressive team. And so in that sense, I feel like you almost have to take the risk of keeping him on, but it is a risk. I understand it from Moyes, but that double pivot of Ward-Prowse and Souček does not work. They don't complement each other. Ball over the top, easily. Oh, I was going to say easily collect from Fabianski. Flipping heck, they almost scored. Big ball over the top. Just sort of put into a difficult space, and thankfully they foul Fabianski in the build up to it. But my lord. Ball clipped forward. There's an offside as well. I don't know if that would have been a foul actually. I mean, it was offside in the end. The backing into Fabianski can't catch it because of it. Drops down to the Olympiacos player who thankfully puts it wide regardless of what happens, but scary. Oh, Kudus went flying in there. There was a shout, and the player goes across to him. It's going to be a yellow card for Perozzo, who's currently having an arguing match with Bowen. Who scored? It was Paquetá. Yeah, I mean there was no real attempt to play the ball there from Perozzo, if we're being honest about it. He knew he was about to lose it, and so instantly just sort of goes like that. There's no, he's angry and he's annoyed, and it's a yellow card. It's deserved, that one. Seven minutes plus stoppage time to go. We're seeing our second sub, Ben Rama, coming off. My gut says for Fornals. I haven't seen who's coming on yet, but I would surprise me if it wasn't Pablo Fornals. Or is it Cornet? Ooh, it's Maxwell Cornet. Maxwell Cornet coming on for his customary 6 minutes of football. You'll have to see it. Surprised. I'm surprised. But, Cornet's getting his chance. 80% of you went at the poll earlier said you would have liked to see him get a chance. Here he comes. Not much time. 6 minutes plus stoppage time to go, but still. Free kick from deep. Ward-Prowse takes it, whips it into a dangerous area. The header. Mate, honestly, it feels like we're so much more likely to score here. It's not bad ball in that time from James Ward-Prowse. Whipped into a dangerous area, and Mavropanos is steaming across to it. In round the back, gets a diving header on it. There was a boot coming flying towards him. Maybe scares him a little bit, but he just can't quite get the angle on it. And it goes wide. 1-0 it remains. 1-0 it remains. 5.5 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Must have. He did used to come into the chat, Moisey. Haven't seen Mr. Moyes in a long time. Haven't been able to talk to him directly in a long time, but he did used to come into the chat, to be fair. Camera looking for the ball around the back. That is very nice, to be fair. Hooked away awkwardly by Mavropanos, but it's hooked away at least. Cancelled out. It's a bit awkwardly done. It was very gangly, but felt a bit like a marionette dog being controlled there. But he's got it away, and that's the important thing. It's going to be a corner, of which I'm relatively confident with the people on pitch will be able to deal with. We have all of our big men here. Whipped in. Header. Deflects. Oh my God, off the post from Olympiacos. And we have the chance to counter-attack here. Flicked over the top from James Ward-Prowse, and Cornet can't quite get their camera. Why is who's the director of this match? Why would you bring off the post from I think it was Camera from Olympiacos? The flick on from it's a routine they've done before from that corner kick of someone running sort of quote closer to the near post, sort of out wide into an awkward position and flicking it into a much better one. We've seen them doing it, flicking it on backwards, and Camera arriving at the back post gets his head onto it and it bounces off the post and away. We've seen them do that routine before, which is probably the right thing for them to do, because I was just saying we've got Souček in the box, we've got Mavropanos in the box, we've got Oged in the box again into those dangerous east. He should have been doing better there for Camara. Should have been doing better. We've got all of those big boys in the box guarding the central area. So they have to do something a little bit differently, and they do. Thankfully, it doesn't work out, but Jesus Christ. Potentially, I can't lie. Foul from Bowen. Commentator was saying sometimes you need to grind them out and I don't usually listen to commentators or agree with anything they say, but I will say that when you're in a bad run of form, sometimes a grind out 1-0 win isn't necessarily a bad thing. I think we've deserved it tonight. Although we're inviting pressure on a little bit more. Thankfully, that shot was awful. It's almost like the double pivot. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? But it's almost like the double pivot of Thomas Souček and James Ward-Prowse as defensive midfielders doesn't work, and you get a bit porous. It's weird how those things work. It's weird. It's like we don't have a midfield anymore, Mark. It's weird how that works, isn't it? Still. Sometimes when you're having bad results, a 1-0 win that's hard fought is incredibly useful. And we have deserved it today. On the run of play, on what's happened on the pitch, we have deserved it. We do deserve to win, because I think we have been the better team. Mbama's coming on, ladies and gentlemen. Just so you all know, Divin Mbama is about to come on. But yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. I'll be interested to see who he comes on for. Useful. The right sub. I think bringing on Mbama is the right thing. I think you need that out ball. I think you need a big ball played forward. I don't necessarily, don't get me wrong, I don't even necessarily think it's playing him as a CDM. But like, if you are putting James Ward-Prowse in a double pivot, which I personally wouldn't do, but if you are putting him in that double pivot, he needs a defender but next to him. And like, Souček just ain't that guy. And everyone here knows me. I love Thomas Souček. He ain't that guy. Subscribe to the Disabled Team if you haven't already, everyone. Come on. Kudus coming off. Mbama coming on. Fair enough. Like I said, I don't really know who you would do it for, but I think bringing him on is the right out. I think you need an outlet. I think he's the right guy to do that job. I think towards the end of this game, when it is going to get a bit squeaky bum, Pep Biel also coming on for Heze for them. I think towards the end of this game, when it is going to get a bit squeaky bum and the inevitable 800 minutes of stoppage time that's about to be called, I think you need that out ball. I think Kudus is the guy to take off for that. I think you want to be able to keep possession a bit more. He's not being very good at that today, so it makes sense. Now let's just have a situation where Mbama can get the ball. That'd be nice. He charges after that one there, doesn't quite work out. I'll tell you what, that's nicely done. Paquetá trying to get the header on, doesn't quite make it work. Bowen charging after it. It's been nice seeing him wide on that right hand side. I tell you what, he dives in well there to win the ball back. He goes down. I suspect he's going to stay down until the referee pulls this back, because he's done that a couple of times today. Bowen hasn't moved since going down. I don't think now he's moving around a little bit. I think he's fine. Dare I say I think he's fine. But listen, time wasting. We've seen it from them all day. It's time to do it for us. Bowen does really well, and he does get kicks in the back of the shin, the back of the heel, don't get me wrong. By the way, I just saw someone mention the likes. We are dangerously close to 600. Just to be clear, we are dangerously close to 600, which would be big for us at the moment. Very, very big. There's a lot of you in here at the moment. It's actually there's over 800 of you here at the moment. Welcome. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. Hit the bell notification button, because we not only do we watch alongs every single game, but also on top of that, we will have our live match review straight after this, so you don't want to miss out on that. Speaking about the game in whole, of course, all the videos in the lead up to the game, news all of the time, all of that good stuff is included as well. And like the video because we are dangerously close. Dangerously close. Oh my God, I said it and we're already over it. I thought when I click on it, sometimes it refreshes, right? I would have thought we would get 2 more extra in that period and then maybe by the end of the game we'd hit 600. No, we're at 628 right now. So we've flown past 600. We are absolutely 334. We are flying. Absolutely flying. Thank you so much. I did not think that was going to happen. Ball over the top. 5 minutes of stoppage time is what's been called, by the way. With 4 minutes left on the clock, we take a punted long ball like that. Love that, Shane. I hope the weather's treating you well. Melbourne, Australia. Is this early kickoff for you? No, it wouldn't be, would it? Or would it be? I'm trying to think if it'd be early. I don't know. I'm gonna stop trying to figure it out. But Shane, I hope you are, sir. I hope you are. Flipping out. 652. Since I've said that, we've gained like 70 likes. Like that. That's mad. That's absolutely mad. And there is going to be a yellow card now. This time for Fortounis, the captain from Olympiacos. 9 a.m. I was going to say I thought it was an early kickoff. 9 a.m. Well done for waking up. Little barge in the back there. I think it was Paquetá on a Fortounis. Completely unnecessary, but we move. We move. With 3 minutes of the game to go, I will ask you for your man of the match. We've won it, so screw it. Let's go. Man of the match. Let me know who it is in the chat right now. And as I scroll through and read them all out, whoever feels like they have the most amount of votes will win the Hammers Chat Man of the Match Awards. Science is not your god here. We are a vibe-based economy in that sense. The vibe is very strong, by the way. 671. We've gone up almost 100 likes since I mentioned it less than a minute ago or a minute ago, whenever it happened. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. What an unearned like spike. You love to see it, ladies and gentlemen. You absolutely love to see it. Camara is now having beef. Suf Bowler is there, who's egging him on. It was Bowen, I think, who was having a conversation with. Paquetá is now having frank words with Fortounis. You've got Restos, who's pushing Bowen away, who's now screaming at Perozo as well. He's going back in for more. This is all for a throw-in, by the way. Just to be aware, this is all for a throw-in. Don't know why there's that much beef going on about this, but not necessarily. Bowen gets a yellow, as does Kamara, the two main arguers. Makes sense. We've now officially got 100 likes since I mentioned it 2 minutes ago. Seeds! Unearned like spikes for days. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's absolutely go. Thank you. It's very kind of you all. It helps us out massively. It really does. We've managed to waste about 45 seconds with that whole palaver, by the way. Good work from the team. Good work from the boys. Paquetá with a nice control from a throw-in from Sufal. It's probably going to be a goal kick, you'd suspect. Let's have a look at some of these. Before I look at some of these predictions, before I look at some of these man of the match. OG. Thank you very much. It's super nice. It's super nice, isn't it? Thank you very much for the £20. That helps us out an ungodly amount, OG. Not just me, also Geo Gonzo as well. Obviously, it helps us Hammers Chat as a unit just a massive, massive amount, because we don't make a lot of money on these streams, I'll be honest with you. So thank you so much. That's very, very kind of you, bro. You didn't need to do that whatsoever. But also, it's a nice number. It is a nice number. Unfortunately, we've blitzed past that. We're about to hit 700. We're at 695 now. While the game is sort of running out, from Mubama chasing after this one, just chasing the ball around. Bowen doing the same. Nice work. Good work, great. With about 30 seconds left, you ever drink Baileys from the shoe. Let's look at some of these man of the matches. Screw it. Scrolling up, trying to see where it started. I've no idea where it started. It was about here. I remember it being about here. 10 seconds to go of allotted time. Good stuff by Jared Bowen. Good work. Mubama, Pac-Man. I don't watch soccer, but you make it sound very interesting. Thank you very much, Mateus. It's very kind of you to say. There is the full-time whistle. It's 1-0. Come on. We manage it very quickly before the review starts. Let's go. Very quickly. Great, also from Melbourne. Strong Australia contingent in today. You love to see it. Mubama easily, Aged, Alvarez, Areola, Paquetá for the goal, Mavropanos, Ings, Paquetá again, Aged, actually no, Alvarez, the post, big, Aged, Paquetá, again. It's not true. We take the comment, but it's not true. Again, the post, Paquetá, Sufal, Alvarez did solid today. I mean, my choice is Alvarez. More Australia. You love the Australia loving. Mubama, fraud of the match, Benny. I mean, stress. Bowen gets a yellow. He did work. He did hard work there, to be fair. Mubama, Pac-Man. I tell you what, we'll give it to Paquetá. He obviously got the goal, and there's most votes for him, it seems. Thank you very much, everyone. Congratulations to Lucas Paquetá on winning the Mohammed Chat Man Match Awards. Thank you very much to Mateus as well for the $15 out of nowhere right at the end, Australian dollars. That's very, very kind of you, sir. And thank you also to OG, or Greg's Creamy Baileys, of course, to GP, to Tom, to N Thornton twice. Very kind of you. And I need to remember to talk about the Channel 4 thing. Check Channel 4 News because N Thornton was on it. I need to find out what that was. And Schizo for the £10. I can't express how much the super chats help us. They really, really do. And it's very kind of you. You never have to do it. It's very kind. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, there we go. 1-0 in the end. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful goal. We did it the incredibly hard way. But sometimes when you're out of form, those things happen. Sometimes the hard way is the way it has to go. We will be live with our full match review in just a few moments' time, which I highly recommend you all jump across and check out. I'll find that link for you now so I can spam it in chat. But while I do that, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe because we do watch alongs for every single game we can, alongside, of course, all of the build-up show, the preview, the live match review that's about to happen, all of the news videos throughout the week. There's a lot of stuff we do, and I would highly recommend you check it out because we're always doing stuff. Hit the bell notification button so you don't miss out on that good stuff. And yeah, do you know what? I'll take it. Not ideal, but I will 100% take it. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to go and watch this review right now. 723 likes. We've jumped up like 150 since we mentioned it 3 minutes ago, which is insane. But the review will be starting in just a few moments' time. Make sure to check it out. Go give Geo your full thoughts. Thank you all for watching. Appreciate you all. See you at the weekend. See you there, everyone. Bye. Bye.